Good evening, Speed Gaming, and welcome to tonight's Super Metroid: A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Weekly Race. This is a race. There's 5 people in the race, six people in the race, and we've got Hydropower and Dito. This is a Hard Logic 774. I'm being joined tonight on commentary by Captain MD. Captain, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. What a way to start the weekend, folks, with some nice Friday night SMZ3. And we hope to put on a great show for you here today. And these two runners will definitely do that for you. So, Hard Logic, for those not familiar with Hard Logic SMZ3, it mainly refers to the Super Metroid side of things, where we could be expecting some hard stuff in the Super Metroid department, such as continuous wall jumps, various suitless Norfair. I almost said various suitless Magmore, but that's a Metroid Prime thing. Uh, but yeah, various suitless Norfair, gravity suitless Meridia, among many other things, which we will certainly get into as the situation calls for it. That being said, the race time room has kicked off, so we will be catching up on stream in just a hot second. Now, Craze Gamer, what are you hoping to see tonight from this seed as we kick off?
Well, having run a few Hard Logic seeds in the past couple of weeks, I just want to see something not terrible. I just want to see something that's just like normal plus a little extra. So like maybe we just get a hell run to find Varia and that's it.
Well, hopefully it's not like the last logic I called where continuous wall jump into wreck ship was required.
Yeah, that's
And
rough.
yeah, that and runners had a very, very hard time with it. That being said, it looks like we're going to see both runners go immediately into A Link to the Past here.
That's where most of the items are, so it makes sense.
Yeah, there's only two in Logic and Hard mode in Zebus at the moment. So Energy Tank on Lake Hylia Island, nothing of importance there.
Link's house just has a missile, nothing really noteworthy.
All right, we got our first map check, and it's all blue crystals in the light world. All right, so that's a pretty good light world. Makes unfortunately that means Turtle Rock's. Well, it depends on how soon Ice Rod shows up, but Turtle Rock's probably a pendant now.
And there's, having a pendant in Super Metroid is always on the table.
That's very true, because the boss tokens are now shuffled as well. Now, that being said, looks like we have our Tier 3 tree pull, which is some extra sticks. Unfortunately, they are not Deku sticks. They do not do double the damage of sword.
So that's our first E-Tank, and keeping track of your E-Tanks is important because our runners may have to take a trip into Norfair without the Varia suit.
Indeed, there's three circumstances in particular where that may be called for. The first is Crocomire, which needs 2, Ice Beam, which needs 3, and Bubble Mountain, which needs 5. And I believe reserve tanks also act logically as an improvisation in the event that it is necessary.
Mhm. So our runners are going to go up north. They're going to check. They're going to check Lumberjack. They're going to check the Crab, and they're going to check Lost Woods.
Yeah, it looks like we're also getting the Tier 1 tree pull while we're at it, which is full magic, so a nice refill to start things off in case we get a nice heavy weapon. Fire Rod comes to mind almost immediately. More arrows out of the bush crabs. Well, it seems like if we can get a bow nice and early, we won't be starving for ammunition today.
At the bottle we're not getting.
Nope. Not unless Sick Kid has Ice Rod and that's the only bottle or something. I'm sorry, no, Ice Rod would be a lousy one. Moon Pearl behind first bottle would be hilarious.
Right.
And it looks like Nidorific did get bombs out of a tree pull. I don't know if that was the two, that might have been the tier 2 tree pull.
So an easy sword in Lost Woods. No one's skipping over that.
Nope. Yeah, definitely good to see a sword. And it looks like we got a glove in the Lost Woods, too.
Ooh.
This is looking to be a pretty stacked opener here.
And
At least
Hydropower I'm sorry.
At least in the Link to the Past side.
Yeah, and Hydropower took a reset out of the Lost Woods. You typically don't see that, but looks like he is going to take Kakariko from the south going north.
I wonder if this is a play to pick up extra rupees. Oh no, this is going to be a play to pick up some bombs from the
Uh,
50-50 bushes.
yep. Hmm.
Because, yeah, Hydra does not know about the tree pull, so definitely doesn't want to be going into Kakariko completely bombless, and with no cash, not even the ability to buy bombs as an improvisation.
Yeah, having no cash and a sword means you typically it- looking at the 50-50 bushes is a good play. So that was really heads up by Hydropower.
Indeed. Nidorific's going to take advantage of another one of those tree pulls. I think that's the tier 1. The tier 2 must have been the full magic. Oh,
Oh
that was a
boy,
rod.
that was a fire rod.
Oh, that's probably unavoidable. We need boots.
Eek.
All right, well, we are going to get our Kakariko checks here. Plenty of items to look for here.
That's our second E-Tank.
All right, we definitely need to keep an eye on that. Now, something that also is going to be essential for getting to Norfair is going to be some form of jump assist. So high jump boots or space jump are the two that immediately come to mind in that case.
Yeah, on the off chance that Morph Ball is somewhere late, um, bombs would be able to get up there, but if Morph Ball's like in Bubble Mountain, then you would need high jump or space jump.
Indeed. Now, that being said, we found 2 reserve tanks total, one in the back of the tavern, and another one in Blind's hut. We also found a lamp. So Lamp and Glove does give us Death Mountain access, and by extension, Norfair. Granted, it's like 1 check in Norfair, but it's still Norfair.
Mm-hmm. And if our runners do come across high jump or space jump, then a hell run to even find the morph ball might be on the table.
And well, we did just find Morph Ball bombs in the bottom of the well, along with our first and second Power Bomb pickups. So definitely no shortage of Power Bombs to start off Super Metroid for sure. You definitely want to be going into Brinstar with more than 5. But yeah, Morph Ball bombs will just save on Power Bombs necessary for Morph Ball jumping, unless of course Spring Ball shows up.
Now, the morph bombs do give you access to Bubble Mountain if you have morph, so the Bubble Mountain Hell Run can definitely be on the table once we have the E-Tanks for it.
Oh yes, and it looks like we're pretty close. We have 2 E-Tanks and 2 reserve tanks known already. So not a whole lot else at this point keeping us. That being said, where's the money? Nidorific is literally farming the 5s out of Blind's hut right now to get the 1 hundo. And I think Hydropower might be following suit here once they discover that, yeah, there's kind of a bit of a shortage of rupees in the area at the moment.
I'm assuming they don't want to orphan the bottle vendor.
Yeah, that's exactly what they don't want to leave behind.
Yeah, because with the glove, you have access to a couple of other rupee farm spots, but proximity to proximity to Kakariko this is the easiest one to get to.
And yeah, as our tracker Professor Render points out, yeah, bombs are a can fly. So it does give us basically infinite vertical height if the situation called for it. So we're going to see how this plays out, but Hydra's going to take that glove and immediately check the back of Escape. And if a key is over there, then we can even go check Dark Cross. Full clear Hyrule Castle.
Having the lamp just makes this a lot easier if there's a small key back here.
Yeah, actually, we could just full clear Hyrule Castle regardless of what's in here, but hey ho, you definitely want to see a hammer.
Alright, so we're less than 10 minutes in. We're a Moon Pearl away from our Dark World access.
Yeah, hammer's definitely one of the big power items you want to find before too long goes by, because that could be in a lot of nasty places if it doesn't show up soon. Alright, Nito now sees the fire rod, and we'll see what route they choose to go for next.
Looks like Nito is blind checking race game, which I don't think had anything.
No, it was 20 bucks. All right, Dark Cross is some extra bombs. Where were those when we needed them 5 minutes ago?
They were in Dark Cross.
I mean, that's fair. But yeah, I think Nino's going to pick this up because, especially with a glove, the next thing that's going to come to mind is Zora. Even though that's the only thing logically we can do in the waterfall area, it's still a check that could have progression if the game says it's in logic. That is one randomizer constant that has never failed to this day.
Yeah, so I like what Hydropower's doing. He's gonna, he's gonna check the damage. He usually do. I would assume he then goes to Mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Rod Cave. But in going to Ice Rod Cave, you also get the hideout that has all those rupees in it. So if they really wanted to, they could get the rupees needed for Zora, but I would assume that's a last location.
I would assume Zora's not on the forefront of their runners' minds either, because it's just there's too many rupees just non-existent right now. We haven't found a single, we haven't found a single drop over $50. All right. Well, I
Oh,
think you think the game wants us to do some various suitless stuff today. That's already our 6th known energy tank.
I would
7 if
assume
you
so.
count Hylia Island.
Oof, yeah. That seems to be the direction.
But Nidorific is heading in the same direction now as well. So he's got Hammer. He's going to get the Dark Cross Bombs. We'll see if he chooses to route in front of Castle as well, because that's all in play at this point. And it is going to be 2 items in a map, because we've seen the key but not the map. I think.
That sounds right.
All right, in Mini Moldorm Cave, we get an X-ray scope. We get the flippers. And Grapple Beam. That's not a bad haul for Mini Moldorm Cave. Grapple could be useful if Suitless Meridia comes into play. Or if we don't find a jump assist.
Yeah, Grapple Beam is one of those items. You see it come up early and you just start shaking a little bit, like, oh no.
Yeah,
what is this scene asking me to do now?
Yeah, this may be a very interesting Super Metroid once we do finally get over to it, because we now have in Super Metroid bombs, grapple beam, and I mean X-ray scope only does good for microwaving later, but yeah, grapple beam and bombs is a weird pair of items to start with for Super Metroid.
Now, I do like seeing Grapple early because there's a weird combination of items that puts X-ray into logic without the grapple beam, so having the easy access to X-ray is good for me.
Oh yes. But yeah, I think we're going to be seeing our runners just kind of mirroring each other for a little bit. Hydra's definitely going to... Actually, Hydra is not going to Zora, which understandably so. Again, rupees are way too short right now. He's going to make a pit stop to Ice Rod Cave first.
See if they farm up rupees.
Now, that being said, the question now begs the question, where do we go from here? Because we've got... The way I see it, we've got 3 options. Early Super Metroid, the first 2 items in logic over there that have been Sphere 0. We have Death Mountain, which at the very least is Spectacle Rock and the item in front of High Jump. The only other thing that... and everything in Eastern before Armos Knights with Lamp. So... There's options here, but unfortunately, they're all not particularly high density, you know?
Yeah, everything out of the way, like a couple of one-offs here and there. Eastern's a crystal, so you feel bad dipping that.
Yeah, that one we unfortunately do really need a bow to work with.
Looks like Hydropower is going to climb the mountain, though, and that's going to be new information for us.
Yeah, I think I like this play a little bit better just because it does give you the respawn point and the old man item, so that's 3 items total you can get in Spectacle Rock. Although if we find a hook shot, that amplifies Death Mountain even better.
Or a mirror, because they already have a hammer.
Very true. We may see our runners dip Dark Death Mountain anyway from the portal here just to double check to do a map check. We'll see though. By the way, can we find a health upgrade? We're going into Death Mountain with 3 hearts, which is not great when you have to deal with falling cabbages.
Guess maybe Hydropower is going to check Norfair after Spec Rock?
Most likely. It's easy to jump down.
Oh boy.
That is an ugly spot for Flute.
So we're chasing after a mirror to get a flute, and we're chasing after boots to get a fire rod.
Yeah, so we've already got 2 items behind other items. Yeah, this, buckle up, folks. This is the kind of stuff that makes you start brain teasing for seed logic.
And we're not even into the hard logic stuff yet.
No, we haven't even properly dipped Super Metroid. Alright, we're gonna see the Hyrule Castle checks now, so this is 2 items. Alright, Ice Rod Cave has extra power bombs, so now we have 15, so we're definitely okay on power bombs for the opening. Interesting
So,
that Hydra chose not to go into the business center.
right, yeah. Like we had just mentioned how it's easy to just drop down and then check it, and I mean, granted, it's one item, so, but it's still one item.
Certainly a welcome item in the front of Hyrule Castle. We get a Bombos medallion, which is an advanced fire source for like Ice Palace and stuff, and it's definitely useful. We're going to get us a Hospitalless Closet check. I didn't consider this either, so that's 3 checks and possibly a green pendant information dump. There's our first heart container of the day and half magic.
Yeah, Hyperpower might not get that until a bow.
Unfortunately, the hammer being a little uncooperative with this guard. We do see the last item, though, and it is a red boomerang, so no reason to go to Zelda Cell. It has the map. But yeah, Bombo's definitely a plus. Even just an emergency offensive item would be nice to have half magic with it, since that gives you like extra. It gives you 8 medallion usages, I think.
Yep, and the ugly thing is that the boots could be anywhere, so if they end up late, it could be behind Ice Palace through Bombos. So
Boots can very easily be an Ice Palace, absolutely.
in which case that becomes a fire-locked fire source, and that's really just who put that there.
Indeed. Ooh, the green pendant is on Dragon. It is in Meridia today. Very interesting. So we have 1 pendant at least in Super Metroid.
Yeah,
Very rare that we have the green pendant on a Super Metroid boss, at least in my experience.
yeah, having a pendant in Super Metroid is always interesting because Meridia has so many checks even without going to Dragon. Dragon himself only locks 2 things.
Very true.
So, I mean, well, in this case, 3 because the green pendant.
We may be able to get away without Gravity Suit. It depends on if there's anything in Meridia we need to concern ourselves over.
Yeah, but with so many things in Meridia, it's almost like it's tower kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Alright, in the meantime, Nidourific's been diving through Eastern, found the big key and a pack of missiles, so nice early big key means we don't have to go hunting for it past the big chest. Now that being said, there are 2 more items in Eastern Palace, and that is not one of them, that is the map.
Everything in the front is in logic because our runners found the lamp pretty early.
Vanilla Bow would be kind of nice here, actually, but okay, no, we get money instead. Now, it should be noted, we didn't comment on this earlier, Nidourific did decide to do a Houlihan play for the purpose of getting extra cash.
And I like what he's doing here. He's going to get the 90 out of the Rupee Room in Eastern.
Yeah, this is definitely not a bad idea. This signals to me that Nito's going straight for Zora next. And yeah, this is definitely not a bad idea, because we have flippers too, which means everything in the neighborhood is in play. So that increases the item count from 1 to 4. So yeah, now suddenly Zora is the next most dense area in the game.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Zora was Nito's next move.
All right, so there is still one more item in Eastern Palace. It's either going to be here in the big key chest or it's going to be on the Armos Knights, in which case we need the bow for that anyway.
Hydropower is also going to take the rupees in the rupee room, but he's nowhere close to Zora money. He also has to do Houlihan.
Well, there's the compass, so the last item is definitely on the boss. All right, well, in that case, looks like we're going to Zora.
So Hydropower got the key from the Igor. I assume he's just going to do the rest of this normally and we'll just hold on to that key until the next dip in.
Most likely, just, get it done while you're in the neighborhood, hold on to the key, and then, go ahead and turn it back in later.
Right, so here's Waterfall. Nothing really there.
All right, that's 2 for 4. But yeah, I suspect Hydra's going to do Houlihan next. Either it's got to be the bomb Houlihan now because the bomb to back of escape Houlihan due to... Ooh, that's Charge Beam.
That's a nice thing to get.
I think in the current version of this, of SMZ3, it's not hard required to have Charge Beam anymore, but even still, you definitely want that before Super Metroid in general.
Yep, the earlier the better, and it makes ammo less of a concern.
Indeed. Now that being said, just Charge Beam by itself would be not as great unless we can find some other beams to stack on top of it, but hey ho, you take what you can get, like that bottle off of Zora.
That's our first bottle, right?
It is our first bottle, because otherwise we'd have to do Lumberjack. Hydra's electing to use the hideout here to farm the 40 here.
I assume this is one farm and then the bomb Houlihan?
Probably. Also, that's 50 rupees in there, not 40.
It's I don't go in there very often, so it could have been 40.
No, it's just that I just miscounted the vases.
Ah. Alright, so Desert Ledge had another energy tank.
Okay, I think we're good on energy tanks now.
Probably.
At least for the foreseeable future. But we're gonna get this check of Aegina's Cave. Yeah, this can be a check that screws over a lot of runners just because of how out of the way it is. Really? Did you have to lay that? You don't even know what the item is.
Well, the bomb didn't explode, so it was a gift.
I mean, yeah. What do the Gibdos call them in Majora's Mask in Majora's Mask? Explosive, what do they call them again? Give me like 5 explosive or delicious blasts or something like that? I don't remember.
I've never played Majora's Mask Randomizer, so you're on your own for that one.
Oh, it's not even rando, it's just in vanilla too.
Ah.
But yeah, we're seeing that bomb Houlihan from Hydropower as we had predicted earlier. So yeah, that's going to be enough money for Zora. And with the bottle in tow, we can now check Sick Kid. So that's an extra item we might see in CAC. Although it sounds like Nito's not heading in that direction. Maybe Nito is heading in that direction. Nope. I think Nito had a bit of an indecision moment. Refreshing Blast. Thank you, Spencer. That's the one.
So what I'm wondering is which one of our runners is going to make the decision to check the 2 items in Super Metroid in Blue Bryn.
Yeah, I honestly would giggle a little bit if we had Vanilla Morph Ball after all this time.
Yeah. I mean, it's happened before, but it's just awkward having the Morph Ball there, because, yeah, you can check it first, but you still have to go into A Link to the Past because you don't have power bombs.
Right. Because all your power bombs are in Blind's hideout, practically. Or the, not Blind's hideout, the bottom of the well. But yeah, now once we do finally get some stuff to do in Super Metroid, we'll have a handful of options available. Like, say we get Morph Ball next. We're going to have bombs, more than enough power bombs to handle the first opening checks, and Charge Beam. So, it's not a bad Super Metroid armament. It could be a little better. We've seen some Super Missiles as well.
Just need to get there first.
Alright, so now Nito's going to Sanctuary. I think this is probably Death Mountain, because I don't think Nito's done this yet.
Could also beat a CAC to turn in Sick Kid.
It looks like that's exactly what it is. Probably Death Mountain after. But yeah, let's see what Sick Kid has.
I assume Hydropower is gonna follow suit. Because I can't see him going up the mountain again.
No, absolutely not. There's he's already got the respawn point secured, so yeah, this is absolutely a Sick Kid check. So runners kind of meeting up in the middle here. And all we got out of ultimately the Zora price was a little bit of love.
I'd still take the safety though, in the bottle.
Oh yeah, the bottle's still really nice, for sure. But that all being said, yeah, we have a lot of nice stuff. The problem is we don't have any trigger items to put them all to work, you know?
Hydropower is gonna farm rupees again.
I would suspect that this is just in case Dark World Access is next on the docket, that you get an extra bit of cash for Dig Game and Chess Game. But yeah.
He left Bottle Vendor behind.
Ah, okay. But yeah, so the other thing is we know where two items are. We know where Fire Rod is. We know Fire Rod's boot's locked, and we know that Flute is
mirror
locked. And Nitorific got dead rocked. This is like one of the worst positions to be dead rocked too. Oh,
well, it's a
KO.
Yeah, it's a small time loss because you start back at the cave if you have the old man, but that's still not great.
No, that's a bit of a rough moment there for sure. And we are going to see the Norfair Business Center out of Hydropower. I couldn't see what that was.
It was a token. I couldn't see the letter.
Okay, so if it was a Super Metroid token, that's good to know. Okay, so we know that there's one Super Metroid token and one pendant now. Oh.
Hi there. Well, yeah, that's progression.
We have Dark World Access.
And now we're just gonna chill out here for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, we gotta wait for the critter down there to come back up since we can't exactly morph to go catch it. But yeah, that's Dark World Access, and with flippers, there's a few things we can do. We can't rush ice because we need Titan's Mitts. Wait, this is an Ocarina of Time. Sorry, that's a meme in Ocarina of Time randomizer where we just rush ice. Ice Cavern, specifically.
All right, so Hydropower is gonna probably go into, I would assume, Hype Cave and everything around there.
Yeah, that makes the most sense, especially considering that our main Dark World equipment is just pretty much hammer. So yeah, this is gonna be Hype Cave, probably to Thieves Town.
Yeah.
I don't know, Professor Render. We might get a half decent Hype Cave, considering we're kind of a little starved on the progression path at the moment. Like, this is, even for Even for SMZ3, this is pretty slow.
Looks like Hydropower wanted to get a tree pull off and just got bullied.
Mm-hmm. Hype Cave with some immediate profit, giving us a Spazer.
Best beam.
All right, we got missiles, rupees, and more missiles. Okay, never mind. Only Spazer.
All right, is this Pyramid Catfish?
It's a red. I thought it was going to be a red crystal check, but this isn't key sanity. A map check could easily sort that out. On that note, okay, we have Super Metroid tokens on Swamp and Turtle Rock, pendants at Ice and Thieves, and red crystals on Skullwoods and Mire.
Nice
Which,
balance there.
yeah, that is a nice balance, which means, if I'm not mistaken, that the remaining 2 Super Metroid tokens are going to be blue crystals. Super Metroid bosses, rather, are blue crystals. Yeah, I think I've got my math right on that one. Actually, yeah, because Ridley's already a boss token too, so yeah. So yeah, Kraid and Fantoon are blue crystals.
So Hydropower's route here is going to end in a dead end at Dig Game because no mitts.
You know, now that you've said that, Titan's mitts are gonna immediately fall on his lap, right?
Of course.
But yeah, Hydra's just getting a little bit of cash for safety here, also for chess game and dig game, because you can get a nice chunk of change here.
Also, Bolus Pod is available.
Yeah, have fun with that. Yeah, because flippers do let us cross from east to west, no problem. And vice versa. But yeah, so... Pendant Thieves. Yeah, Pendant Thieves is not is an interesting scenario to deal with here.
Yeah, I usually consider Pendant Thieves to be check front 4 and then figure out what you want to do from there.
Yeah.
The game is throwing E-tanks at us.
Yeah, this is a few E-tanks too many. We're probably looking at Various Suitless. Almost at Various Suitless Magmore again. Various Suitless Norfair.
Yeah, at least the Hell Run will be comfortable once we decide to make that move.
It'll be super comfortable because not only do we have enough E-tanks to last a few minutes in there, but we have enough equipment to Crystal Flash.
You need a Morph Ball to Crystal Flash.
I mean, yeah, we do. But after we get that, we're
good.
I was gonna say we're golden.
Oh, yes.
Except I can't think of it. Well, we really aren't because we don't have a butter sword yet.
Ah. And we haven't fought Gold Torizo yet either.
Nah. Big birds later.
Alright, so Hydropower is going to take the first dip into Village of Outcasts.
Nidorific is doing the catfish play here, so we've got some nice split here. This is probably what's going to decide what people do next here.
So Hydropower is not going into VOO, and instead it's going to look at Skullwoods, knowing where the Fire Rod is. So this will be a little trolly if the boots show up.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a tough call to make in this scenario because it's either you dip Crystal Skull Woods and hope that you get boots or mirror fall on your lap so that way you can get a couple of extra things, or you dip Pendant Thieves, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm liking the look of Pendant Thieves right now.
Yeah, just as a density play, it's 4 checks, and you hope that the compass and the map are in the back.
Hydra's just waiting to get grabbed and yeeted back to the front door. We did find our first item in Skullwoods, which was power bombs. So there is one more item in here somewhere, but it's either going to be here in the front or it's going to be chilling way in the back, in which case, yeah, we need that fire rod, which we need regardless anyway, since Skullwoods and Total Rock are both required.
It's all the items, I think. That's another bottle.
Yeah. Yep, that's all of them. So Hydra's just going to take a death warp here by the looks of it.
This is probably just a health refill.
Mm-hmm. But still, having the knowledge that Skullwoods has been cleared out of both items is really good, because then you don't have to come back here until you have Fire Rod. Ideally with a mirror and book so you can pet check on top of it.
Correct.
All right, we're getting a bumper ledge check, and it is super missiles. No need for the magic cape, at least not yet.
So now I expect Village Valcast from Hydropower.
Absolutely. We're going to see Village, we're going to see Thieves Town, and then probably... let's cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's just see what's here first, because this is already like over a half a dozen checks. You know, that being said, with only Dragon being a Super Metroid pendant, that does exclude Gravity Suit from the pedestal, unfortunately.
But also, kind of importantly, is that we do know that Phantoon is a Crystal or a Super Metroid boss, and that's, you know, that's always nice to know that the boss you have to beat in order to turn on the wreck ship is required, so that's just one less thing you have to worry about.
Very true. Yeah, I'm trying to think of things that can be on the pedestal in this scenario. So what are our pendants? Dragon, so yeah, no gravity. Hydra's gonna buy a safety red goo here, and I don't fault this, because with 5 hearts, green mail, Dark World, it's not the best time in the universe. And both runners have had a hard time with a couple of KOs so far.
Yeah, especially on Fighter Sword. So, I mean, it's not going to matter specifically for Blind, but it could matter later, especially if if things don't improve.
All right, we get an immediate small key. So we have Hammer anyway, so it's not like the Thieves Town Big Chest is going to be something that eludes our runners for some time. And the map right away, this is already looking pretty bad, because that's only 1 item maximum now in front of Thieves. So it looks like we're probably going back where the game likes it, whether the runners like it or not.
Yeah, in their spot, I would full clear Thieves.
Now, that's our first item. It's missiles, but yeah, there's still 3 items left in the back of Thieves. I think in this scenario, you do clear out Thieves. I agree. But going back on our pedestal discussion, with Thieves being a pendant, the only other pendant is Ice, so that means Titans can't be on Ped. Boots, given that we have Bombos, Boots could be on Ped.
It'd be gross, but yeah.
Boots can be on Ped. We don't need Mirror for Ice. Mirror could be on Ped. Ice Rod, absolutely. Cane could be on Ped if Ice Palace isn't logically Cane locked. Hookshot can be on Ped.
I don't think anything in Super Metroid is gated by this, because like, there's like a bunch of items, but they're like one or another thing, like Screw Attack or Plasma.
Yeah, like the only exception is Gravity Suit. At least that comes to my mind immediately.
Yep, I think that's right.
So yeah, there's a handful of good things that can be on pedestal in this scenario. Now, having said that, pedestal is still miles away. Like we would literally have to find Titan's mitts and hookshot in the next couple of checks to be immediately concerning ourselves with that. I mean, but hey, we at least get a Zora tunic. Wait,
That's fine. I mean, just means that the red potion that he got is just a good safety now.
indeed. That's considering that's our first major defensive upgrade of the entire seed, and we're now past the 35-minute mark. Yeah, this seed has been very defensive starved. Offense ain't doing so hot either, besides the Bombos medallion and the hammer, but that's a janky. That's a pretty janky weapon. That bunny beam is chasing Nito down the entire screen.
They're very good at that.
Oh yes. All right, and I think there's still 2 items left in Thieves. We haven't seen the compass yet either. Never mind. So
All right,
yep, there's an item there's an item both in the big chest and on blind.
Well
Yo.
then. All right. Well, at
Where
least
have you been?
well, both of our runners are going to get that since we're already in Thieves Town.
Oh, absolutely. All right, well, Super Metroid is pretty widely cracked open here because Morpball gives us a very large number of things to do, especially in early Super Metroid. Let me think. Continuous wall jump to wreck ship should be good.
They have the grapple beam. They don't need to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, they don't even need to worry about that. Which I'm sure if any runner was partaking in that seed 1 or 2 weeks ago, they're gonna breathe a very big sigh of relief that they picked up that grapple beam.
Indeed.
And blueberries is Blind's last item, and all that for the blue pendant. All right, well, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Super Metroid next on Hydra's docket here because there's not a whole lot left in A Link to the Past you can do besides Bolus Pod, pretty much.
Yeah, with so many checks in Super Metroid now, this is obvious. All right, so
Let me see. Hydra, I think, is taking a quick.
yeah, what are we doing here?
I am not 100%. Oh, walking in from the bottom here instead of resetting. I don't know if I think either route, either this or hard resetting, is about the same speed. Hydra, remembering that because Spazer was picked up in Link to the Past, it must be turned on manually.
Yeah, I suppose if you wanted to beeline to 230 that it is faster, it's just I've not seen people do that, so it's a new thing for me.
Well, it is not without profit. We do get magic powder, which we could turn in.
And then, yeah, going down, because, again, if you're gonna do the portal instead of doing the reset, then you're going down instead of doing Gauntlet and then Green Brin from the front, quote unquote.
We're seeing Old Mother Brain, and it is our 3rd bottle, so we know where all of our bottles are. I'm kind of surprised Hydra's not picking that up, just in case safety becomes an issue later, but then again, with Blue Mail, you do tend to be a little bit more cozy. We can see Kraid's reward from the Brinstar map, right? Yeah, actually, it doesn't matter. We already know it's a blue crystal.
Yep, it takes a little bit of scrolling on the map, so it's a little slow, but you can do it. Yep, you want that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sword upgrades are definitely a must-have at this point. Nitorific having didn't quite get the blind script, but recovered quite nicely there for his blue pendant and his first kill of the day.
Real prize was, of course, the Morph Ball.
Oh yes. We're gonna get the two checks rather out of Billy Mays. Nothing in the back there, just extra missiles. But yeah, we have the tools. We have a single crystal flash right now. One more power bomb tank, and we could throw a second one into the mix, which would definitely be helpful if we ever need to do variolous Norfair.
With a lot of checks in front of us, it is likely we will find another ammo pack for that.
Indeed, and I think with bombs we do have access to Norfair. I don't see why bombs wouldn't be considered a can flight to get us up there.
I believe that that does count as Bubble Mountain access.
So yeah, I have a feeling that's going to be done sooner rather than later. Like honestly, with all the energy tanks we have picked up, because I think we've now seen also 3 out of 4 reserve tanks as well. So I get the distinct impression the game is actually expecting us to go to Norfair right now.
Yeah, so by our count, hydropower has 7 tanks, which makes it fine. And the Hell Run there and back isn't terrible if you already have more, because like the real hard part of that is the trip back. If you don't have more, if you have to like jump up from the fall, and that's a little tricky.
Indeed. All right. Well, Nitorific has made a quick pit stop to check Stumpy before leaving and has been rewarded with a Cane of Burna, which may become an issue if Spike Cave needs to be done, which I think we could actually do right now with this equipment. Yeah, we have Hammer away down to Spike Cave. So yeah, we could. Spike Cave is in play right now. But that's not getting checked anytime in the foreseeable future. That's miles away.
Yeah, runners would have to find things like the mitts and then likely a hook shot to make the rest of that look attractive.
Yeah, because otherwise right now Spike Cave is a one-off check.
So Nito is gonna push the can fly and is gonna infinite bomb jump up to Criteria power bombs. That looks like it should be close enough.
I think so. Yeah, he's fine. Well, so far Hydra on the flip side not really finding a whole lot in this Brinstar.
So this is in logic in hard mode. It's
Hydra
on the first try.
no issues on that front. Alright, so yeah, Nito's gonna single wall jump up to Gauntlet here.
Even without morph bombs, this is in logic.
Single wall jumps not an issue in Super Metroid hard mode.
So our mail upgrades are good now. Hydropower just found the red.
Very nice. Well, at least that's looking good. Now, can we find a suit or two? All right, Mission Impossible is a heart container right on top of that red mail. So yeah, I think in A Link to the Past, we're now pretty much golden.
Yeah. Our runners would like to find Tempered Sword at some point, but it's not required to beat the game.
Nah, you can. The equipment they have right now is easily enough, and not easily, I would say, but it's enough to defeat Ganon. All right, we got 2 items here in the back of Gauntlet, and one of them is a Varia suit. Forget everything we said about that Varia suitless Norfair business, which color me shocked. I thought with all the energy tanks, we would be sure to have to do that.
Yeah, same.
So that's going to be a nice defense boost for Nitorific because it does cut down environmental damage by a very large amount. Alright, above the Edikun pit is even more missiles. All right. Well, with a can flying various suit, Norfair is like pretty much cracked wide open here. Oh, hang on. We've got some progression here. There's the Pegasus boots behind Speed Booster Bridge.
Okay, so that's also the fire rod once we get back to Hyrule.
All right, and we do need that since we have several required fire rod dungeons. Now, where was our other red crystal? Misery Mire, right? We can't get there yet because we need either Mirror for the Flute and Titan's mitts, or we need Space Jump to cross into Lower Norfair via Showcase Showdown, or Gravity Suit to do the Lava Dive.
So in hard mode, the lava dive is in logic with Varia and high jump boots.
Right, that too. So if we find High Jump, that's another way in. All right, well, that's an interesting bridge we might have to cross soon. But yeah, honestly, I think after Brinstar, you finish clearing that out because it's in the way. But after that, I really do think Norfair's the better move here.
Yeah, there's a lot more things to do over there. Pretty much everything except Lower Norfair is accessible now, so I would not be surprised if that was the next play after Brinstar and Kraid.
Yeah, that being said, we are still looking for a ridiculously large number of items. We're still looking for bow, both rods, cane, hook. We can get away without flute, but we do need mirror anyway for swamp. So ultimately, I think runners are going to pick it up if it's not too much trouble. And yeah, Hydra just saw that various suit, so he knows he's got to go back for that. We may see Hydra instead route this into Rex Ship from up here, because I think it's faster. It's faster to get to Rex Ship from up here, unless you want to make a quick detour back to A Link to the Past to go to Business Center.
Yeah, this is tricky because Varia would also help with the Phantoon fight. It would just be an extra safety, but routing in the Varia suit and then going back to Rex Ship is gonna. He's making the trip twice effectively, so he may just forego the Varia suit for Rex Ship and just get it on the way back to Brinstar.
Could do. Yeah, the only thing Various Suit does in the case of Rex Ship is increase damage resistance to some environmental damage, which I think includes spikes.
Yep, that was my main thought, is that spiky Room of Death becomes less spiky Room of Deathy.
Less deathy, still very spiky roomy.
Yes.
And yeah, looks like I think that actually might be what Hydra's doing, because he's taking a safety save here. This to me suggests incoming boss fight, so yeah, this is going to be a Phantoon play.
Granted, on 7 tanks it's pretty safe, but, things could go awry, even with the best of runners.
Well, that being said, Hydra is changing course here and is instead going to go for Various Suit via IPJ by the looks of it.
Yeah, so this is consistent but slow, but the wall jump can also get a little finicky, so you always take the sure thing.
Of course. It's like me when I play Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer. You give me Screw Attack and I can do just about anything.
I haven't played it, but I know what Screw Attack does, so I believe it 100%.
Yeah, it's Screw Attack is a ridiculously powerful movement system in the Prime games. Nito, I think. Yeah, where was Master Sword again? It was.
Master Sword was, I think, Rex Ship was it
no,
Rex Ship Reserve? No.
230 missiles.
230, right. So he
I
may
think
not.
I don't think he's been there yet, yeah, because he hasn't been to Retro Brinstar, which I think is next on his docket.
Yeah, if he takes this up through Old Mother Brain, then yeah, he'll pass right by 230 and he should get it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's going to do. This is a typical Super Metroid opener here, where you just go, you do Gauntlet, you go down to Pink Brinstar, you go through Green Hill Zone to get to Retro Brinstar, and then or Crateria, and then you just go from there.
Yeah, it's always the decision if you want to go up or down, depending on where you think the items are. So either one's defensible. Oh, it was.
Oh, it was Alpha missiles. Never mind.
Oh,
Wrong missiles.
oh, the powder was at 230.
The powder was at 230. That's the one. All right, so Hydra's going back up through Terminator. Let's see what the play ends up being here. All right, going back to the ship. So that sounds like a wreck ship play to me. Thankfully, the traversal is nice and easy with Grapple Beam. Taking another safety save here.
This might be a dip into Red Tower, and if it's nothing, reset.
Could be. It's certainly faster to reset here on the way back to wrecked ship. I almost called it Red Ship, and then the next thing I would have said was Wrecked Tower.
Right, no, he's not dipping Red Tower. He's just going to go straight in.
Never mind. Oh, just wanted to check the moat.
All right, this is Red Tower. Okay, I should not have doubted my instincts.
Yeah, I think Hydra just wanted to check Red Tower first, and then not Red Tower up the moat, then do Red Tower. So yeah, there's a handful of checks in Red Tower that can be done pretty easily with this equipment, especially with Grapple Beam.
My other thought, as I'm thinking about it right now, you might just check the top 3 items here and reset. Because if the plan is to go to wreck ship, then you're only checking these 3 anyway. You're not going all the way down.
True. But we do see the first item is $300, which I don't think is worth keeping at this point since we've done pretty much all the expensive stuff. Because both runners got the bottle off of Zora. They did the Village of Outcast checks, so they've spent all their money on Chess Game and Dig Game.
Yeah, the last thing left is Pod.
All right, so the only real interesting thing of note is a cape, which we have, in Hydra's defense, he does not know about Cane of Burna. So I think he's going to take it for the sake of having an invincibility item for the moment.
And Hydra just makes a liar out of me. He's just going to go down Red Tower.
Probably route this into Crate if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably banking on wreck ship being completely blank, so he's going to effectively go mode it.
Banking on a get wreck ship, okay.
Because Raid's easy, that's just, a minute or 2. And then, but clearing out wreck ship is much longer, so you put it off until last and hope you don't need anything there.
Probably. All right, we're getting our X-ray check here, and it is a heart piece. See ya. Okay. All right, Nito's about done with his Brinstar sweep now. Render, we should be good on... Oh, wait a minute. Where did I say the second...
We saw...
Super?
Yeah, we saw an SM token in Norfair for Ridley.
Saw Ridley.
We saw...
Rocket Swamp.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're missing a Super Metroid token somewhere. Hang on.
No one's checked Kraid, so
Yeah, it might be Kraid or Fantoon, actually. I think we overcounted crystals. Did we overcount crystals? Because, yeah.
yeah, we've got
3
3
in
in
the
the
light
light.
world. Pod. The 2 reds in Swamp and Mire. Yeah, we miscounted our crystals. One of either Kraid or Fantoon is a blue crystal. The other is a Super Metroid token. Either way, they're both required, so...
Hydropower getting the news that the green pendant is on Dragon.
So yeah, as far as like required items are concerned, it doesn't really change anything on that front, but yeah, we just miscounted our crystals is all.
Well, we're gonna find out what Kraid's is in about 2 minutes.
That's fair. It helps that it was only blue crystals that we miscounted, because if it was red crystals, we'd be singing a different tune here. That's a red rupee that is not getting picked up at this point. Nito
Hydropower
also...
making good use of the X-ray scope as intended.
Ah, yes. Hopefully if we find Plasma Beam, we can use it as unintended.
Yes.
But we kind of need a Plasma Beam first. Right now we're running Charged Spacer, which is enough. It's not too bad, but we would like to see a little more firepower. Like, Wave with this equipment would actually be really great. Because Wave without Spacer, not a good time. Wave with Spacer, fantastic. Perfectly executed Kraid quick kill. Didn't even need bombs or flash shift. Wait.
That's crystal. Well, crystal 2, but it is a blue crystal.
Yeah, which means Fantoon is the last Super Metroid boss token. But yeah, no, fun fact, there are actually 2 quick kills for Kraid in Metroid Dread. One involving bombs and one involving flash shift.
I'll look that up later.
Both developer intended, I might add.
That's neat.
Alright, well, Kraid E-Tank is just missiles, so... not a whole lot coming out of this Kraid's lair either, so wow, we're really... call me crazy, but the only 2 major items we found ever since we finally got access to Super Metroid was Various Suit and Boots, which granted leads to Fire Rod, but... the problem is Fire Rod by itself doesn't do us a whole lot in terms of getting us extra checks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pretty much just Skull Woods.
Skull Woods, and we already had Bamos for Ice Palace, so...
And
and
we're a bit a ways from Turtle Rock as well.
yeah, no, we're miles away from that right now. We are going to see what's left in Business Center here, and would you know it, one of them is an Ice Rod.
Oh boy.
Well, definitely no shortage of energy tanks now for hydropower. But yeah, ice now is great. And with fire in play, yeah, now there really isn't a whole lot keeping us out of Turtle Rock. We just need a cane and possibly Titan's Mitts. Or definitely Titan's Mitts, rather. Or possibly a medallion.
Mm-hmm. And then by extension, the boots, because we need that for the Fire Rod.
Yeah. Which luckily both runners already have.
Oh, right. I forgot we picked those up.
Alright, we are going to see Ice Beam next from Hydra. Yeah, it looks like both runners choosing to studiously avoid wreck ship for the time being.
Yeah, I would always be like, nope, wreck ship. Go right to wreck ship, and I would get punished if there was nothing there.
So yeah, at this point in time, chat, we are still looking for, since we know Fire Rod's probably next on the docket when runners get to A Link to the Past, we're still looking for cane, bow, hook, mirror, at least one medallion probably, if Bombos doesn't already qualify, and gravity suit. So yeah, we're still looking for a lot of stuff here, which is a little weird over an hour in.
Yeah, there's still a lot our runners haven't checked though. So like we've barely even touched Upper Norfair. Like we've hit like we've hit Ice Beam, we've hit Crumble Tower, we've hit the first few checks at Business Center. We have not checked any of Bubble Mountain. We haven't checked any of Croc. So that's a lot of checks in those two areas.
I feel like in a scenario like this, now would not be a bad time to bet on Croc.
Yeah, that's
There's
my
definitely,
thinking.
yeah, there's a handful of checks over there. Thanks to bombs, we can fly to a couple of items. We have grapple as a backup, so
Yeah, granted, there's still a lot before Croc as well, because
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to say there's like 15 items before that.
yeah. And this little passageway right here is why we need a can fly or high jump boots. That's a hook shot.
That sure is. And that also puts the right side of the mountain into logic.
Yeah, that's actually, that wouldn't be a bad spot to route in after your next trip to the business center.
And that's also Tower of Hera as well.
Yeah, we do need that as well since it is a crystal. Nope, Hydra having a little bit of trouble navigating here, but thankfully Various Suit reduces lava damage by an incredibly high amount. I think, remind me again, it's 75% environmental damage reduction on Various Suit, right?
I can't say that for sure.
It's definitely a very large amount.
Yeah, the Rising Tide room is just one of those rooms that if you don't have the Morph Ball and you don't have Varia, it's could be you could be resetting a lot.
Well, we can't be having that now, can we?
Certainly not.
All right, we got a pair of items coming up in Bubble Mountain Reserve. Ooh, that's a mushroom. All right, well, that's two fetch quest items we can turn in next trip through Hyrule. Something does tell me, though, we're going to be sticking around in Super Metroid for some time. Besides East Death Mountain, not a whole lot of reason to go to A Link to the Past yet.
Yeah, there's still plenty to do here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what our next major item would be that would really, like, that would crack either of the two games wide open. And right now, for Link to the Past, I think the big item cracker would be Titansmiths.
Agreed.
Um, whereas in Super Metroid, I mean, most of Super Metroid is already open as is, but trying to think.
So, I mean, disregarding the obvious gravity suit, I think it would be either high jump or spring ball that would open up a little bit more of Suitless Meridia.
Yeah, high jump, I think especially is the big one here.
Especially since high jump also opens up lava dive into lower Norfair.
Yeah, high jump would be the big opener. Space jump would be nice.
Oh, high jump, in addition to opening up lower Norfair, also opens up the mire area.
True, because once we can get to Lower Norfair, we can just go behind Big Bird and go there, go that way.
Yeah, so having progression in like the mire shed or Actually, Meyer Shed's the only one that's really in logic because we don't have a mirror yet, but having progression in Meyer Shed at this point would be particularly trolly.
Yeah, and if we have the medallion to get into Meyer, we could do a couple of things in there without Kane. Since we, if so, let's just say, for the sake of argument, Bamos is the medallion. We have Hook and Boots are next on the docket, most like, and I should say we have Hook and Boots. So, there's definitely nothing stopping you from at least checking the first few things in Meyer. That being said, don't think runners are going to do that because Meyer can be a bit of a troublesome dungeon if you don't full clear it in one fell swoop,
Yes.
especially if the big key is in the cutscene chest. Oh, Nidorific is just getting absolutely bullied by the lava seahorses here. Ooh, we got silver arrows in Bubble Mountain. Yeah, definitely want to see those, preferably with a bow, but before bow, given that it's hard required today, not going to say no.
It makes things way more easier going forward. Alright, so the gate glitch is in logic in hard mode, so everything in Croc is in logic.
And yeah, there's about 5 checks I want to say here, something along that line. So definitely a good handful. I think I like this play.
Yeah, it's 5 down here, 6 if you include Croc Escape, which our runners should know is just an E-tank at this point.
I think they've both seen it, yeah. Plasma beam would be nice for this, but oh well. We've got decent armaments either way.
Yeah, runners don't have to worry about low ammo Croc in this situation.
Alright, Croc himself is guarding a heart piece. Now we just gotta wait for Croc to eventually mosey on over to the left side. Fun fact, you can actually see the sort of little steam jet of where Croc's body actually currently is at that point in the cutscene.
It's just a little something to the cutscene.
Could you imagine if this was redone in the Dread engine?
Mm.
Ooh, Hydra missed the grapple there. Nothing a quick jump back up can't fix. So far, it seems like Hydra is winning out over, excuse me, winning out over Nito on the execution front. Definitely a little bit ahead, and both runners have been taking pretty similar routes throughout the entire course of the game. Even though Nito and even though they both differed on their initial entry into Super Metroid, they've both been playing this second half with Red Tower to Crate to Norfair pretty much exactly the same.
Mhm. They made the same decision to not do wreck ship, so the rest of it just, falls into place.
Pretty much. Now, that being said, after Croc, what comes next? Because interestingly, we haven't found anything here.
I mean, at this point, then you have to go to wreck ship.
Yeah, pretty much. Either that or you go to East Death Mountain out of Business Center.
Right, because you have the 7 checks at Paradox Cave plus the one at Spiral Cave.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention Tower of Hera is also open now too, so that's another pair of checks and a crystal that you need to get anyway there.
Alright, so let's see if Hydropower can get Indiana Jones missiles the dev intended way on the first try, because You can get it through infinite bomb jumps, but it's slow.
Made a nice recovery there. Oh, not quite.
Yeah, the trouble with that is you have to do it blind because you can't see where those rippers are.
Yeah.
Oh, the screen's not scrolled over enough. He's gonna have to make the jump and see what it is. Um,
Okay, it's bombs. All right, see ya. We're done here.
well, he's gonna check sine wave room and then
Ah, yes. Yeah, this is going to be a reset back to the save station.
yeah, it's sadly because they didn't have um, speed booster. The save scum doesn't save as much time as it could because if you end up in sign room, then you just like the time you save is just the wall jump up.
I see. Okay. Well, unfortunately, this croc play did not play out. So it looks like we're done here. And yeah, we've got either East Death Mountain or Wreck Ship. And I think given the density and the simplicity, East Death Mountain's probably the better call here.
Yeah, and it's also closer to where they currently are, and that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, teleportals wouldn't become a thing until Samus returns. And we still need Mirror to get Flute in Link to the Past so we can traverse to a couple of cross-game portals easier that way too, but still need Mirror. Yeah, this still does feel like a kind of a slow seed, honestly.
Yeah, I suspect things will open up when we find Titan's mitts.
Yeah, I feel like our runners, what's going to happen, and this seems to be a typical practice when a seed bot is rolling something these days, it'll generate like a big bottleneck somewhere, and then after that, the seed will basically write itself out. That being said, we haven't found a solution to this bottleneck yet. Nino's taking a quick moment to farm some super missiles here.
That's concerning because if you're thinking about high jump boots, oh no.
Remember how we said Super Metroid's cracked wide open? That just cracked Super Metroid wide open.
Oh boy. All right, so I was gonna say, if Nito is farming supers, he might be thinking about doing the high jump list lava dive, which would be for him a logic break, but we know that is not out of logic.
Not anymore.
But it looks like he's gonna go to Death Mountain, which is the better play
All right,
in the
floating.
long run.
Fair enough. But yeah, floating island is an energy tank. Definitely don't need any more of those, I don't think. And yeah, Hydra's first stop is going to be Tower of Hera, then routed into East Death Mountain. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he already did Paradox Cave, so
Oh,
he'll do Spiral Cave on the way out, which makes sense.
Oh, high screw attack. Okay. Super Metroid's really coming to life here. Screw attack just makes Super Metroid easier, especially in Lower Norfair.
Yep. Always good to find that before you go down to Lower Norfair.
It does a few favors in Wreck Ship too, though. because yeah, without plasma beam, some enemies in wreck ship can be just a pain in the backside, especially in the room where the room right before you can get missiles in the sky, the big hallway at the top. Yeah, that could be a pain in the backside without either shine sparking, plasma beam, or screw attack.
Yeah, so the question in chat, does high jump put Sulis Maria in logic? Part of it, yes. At the moment, our runners have high jump and grapple beam. In order to get all of Suitless Meridia, they would also need Ice Beam and Spring Ball.
Yeah, they have bombs, which is a good improv. Never mind. There's
Never
gravity.
mind. Now again, gravity may not be required for the boss because it's a green pendant, but that puts a whole lot of checks in logic.
You know, you say that. We could just have Titans Midsansa Hospital after all this time.
Yep, but the trouble is that with all those checks, you're full clearing Meridia before you turn in the green pendant.
Oh, absolutely. At this point, you're probably going to full clear Super Metroid at this juncture, because there really isn't a whole lot else you could do in A Link to the Past, with East Death Mountain giving you what you need to full clear Super Metroid, but that's it. So yeah, I think we're going to be seeing runners go back. I think we're going to be seeing Samus for a while now.
Yeah, I would expect that too.
All right, so Hera's small key is locking itself, which is the best news. Yeah, not really a whole lot else we can do here. So Hydra is going to go and check Spiral Cave and then probably go back into Super Metroid from Business Center, or take the portal and warp to start to get back to landing site.
Yeah, I would expect the landing site reset if you were going to do wreck ship, which I think both of our runners have decided not to do based on what they've done so far.
Yeah, I think, and yeah,
Oh,
that's
all
exactly.
right.
Nope, Hydra's just. Okay, yeah, Hydra did save and quit before the reset. Oh yeah, definitely counted because there's the gravity. I always get a little nervous that a reset may take place too early, but clearly not an issue for these runners. But yeah, with another thing that really helps is with high jump is that I don't remember if you need any sort of mobility upgrades for Spiky Room of Death and Wreck Ship, because I know that we had a seed a very long time ago where our runners were bottlenecked because for whatever reason Speed Booster was enough for you to get the height increase necessary for Spiky Room of Death, and our runners couldn't figure it out for a bit. For a handful of moments.
Yeah, you have to know how to get into that room. Yes, please, Plasma.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you have to know how to do that room. It's not easy to figure out unless you've seen the strat done.
Yeah, we're pretty much good on Super Metroid armaments, so yeah, Super Metroid from a combat perspective is just a joke now. We have charge plasma with X-ray to go on top of it. So yeah, we're about to microwave some squid tonight.
Still like Ice and Wave, but it's extra.
Yeah, the nice thing is we don't need to worry about suitless Meridia anymore. So Meridia is now almost full clearable. Although snail clipping is also in logic and hard mode, so that's one speed booster lock check we don't have to worry about.
Alright, so Nito is doing Moldorm with the Master Sword, but not with the hammer. So we'll probably have to do an in-raid. Nope, never mind.
I think just went with slashes for the first 4 and spun for the final 2.
That's a crystal for Nito.
Oops. think Hydra's X-ray didn't quite trigger properly there.
Yeah, as it turns out, you need to be standing on the ground to do X-ray scope.
That'll do it. And yeah, this is going to be the Spike Cave check for Nito now. With half magic and Cannon Burner, this is free. Yeah, I've been eyeing this for some time, but it's just missiles.
Yeah, checking the one-off Spike Cave is sort of like... It's the play that you make when you hope it's the thing that you're looking for, and then that just opens everything up, but usually not the case.
Dragon, you left your boss token in wreck ship. I think Ridley's is actually in, I want to say Ridley's token was in, it's either Turtle Rock or Swamp. It was one of the ALTTPR tokens.
Yeah, I don't look at the letters, I just see the shape.
Yeah, because ultimately the token doesn't really matter, just that it's a Super Metroid token.
Alright, so Nito picked up the fire rod from the library.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why he's doing this now, because at the moment, Fire Rod doesn't do us a whole lot of favors. That being said, Nito is more interested in checking the overworld stuff like Magic Bat. Probably going to turn in the mushroom soon. Which, these have been in play for some time, so there's every chance these could end up being Titan's Mitts or Mirror, for example.
Yeah, especially since we already saw both items in Skullwoods, so we don't have the fire rod gating anything from that.
Well, so far nothing of note yet. That all being said, Hydra hasn't found a whole lot. Hydra's found Plasma Beam, but still not a whole lot in this wrecked ship, otherwise. Alright, Boots not leading to anything of note in Bonk Rocks. I think King's Tomb is off the table right now until we find Mirror or Titan's Mitts.
Yeah, we're still not getting those. What is...
Nito's walking to check Mushroom.
All right.
Yeah, so this is pretty much the last overworld check we haven't seen. And it's missiles, so yep, it looks like the game just wanted you to make a quick pit stop to East Death Mountain and then go right back into or right back into Super Metroid for the entire rest of the seed.
So if the answer is not Wreck Ship, which granted we don't know it's not the answer because we haven't seen all of it yet, but it might just be the lava dive.
It might just be the lava dive, but I'm also gonna giggle if I see Titan's Mitts in Wreck Ship Reserve. Because then we gotta go hunting for a speed booster. And boy, is that gonna be a fun time.
It would just add another fetch quest onto our seed, which already has two.
Oh, yes. Alright, Nito is deciding to go to Meridia first instead.
That's fair. There's a lot of checks here.
Yeah, the density is definitely here, but at the same time, you don't necessarily want to ignore Wreck Ship just in case something is up. So both runners are making perfectly sensible plays right now. It's really just a matter of which runner finds the next major item. Because looks like there was nothing in either checks in Main Street. Next up is Mama Turtle. Missiles in the sky is just a red rupee. So yeah, we're really just not finding anything in this wrecked ship. Mama Turtle has a bug net and money. Would it kill to get some Titan's mitts?
You don't ask for too much around here.
Fair enough. I mean, like I said, for all we know, Titan's mitts could just be on Sahasrahla. Which, if that is if we do get Titan's mitts with this equipment, that would put Pedestal in logic.
Right, that does open up Ice Palace.
So I think actually, if you're the runners, Titan's mitts is like the worst case scenario. Because then the whole world is open to you, and your remaining progression, especially Cane of Samaria, can be almost anywhere. Mirror at least locks out a couple of places. But Cane of Samaria doesn't lock out too much. Right. Hard container in the Meridia Beach.
Ugh, that's kind of gross too.
Oh, we finally find something we can work with. The Book of Medora gets us both tablets. Actually, no, we only get Ether Tablet at the moment. We can't do Bombos without a mirror. But we also can go into an full clear desert. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
That's an Ether Medallion.
Well, write that one down and hope you never have to get it.
There is a non-zero chance we need that right now, especially since both of our medallion dungeons are required. Would have been hilarious if that was Speed Booster.
I mean, that would have been just peachy, because then you just turn around and get it.
Well, I mean, Wreck Ship wasn't entirely worthless. We did get Plasma Beam in a book, so we can do stuff with it. Not as much stuff as I think our runners would like.
You just, explore the entire wreck ship and you come out with a book.
Maybe that was the library section in the ship.
Yes.
Alright, Nito's having a little trouble with these snails.
Yeah. I know how to do this. I've done it before, but there we... Oh!
Yo! That's
gross.
a hard required snail clip.
Ugh. That's
Ooh.
gross.
Ouch. Remember how we were saying Speed Booster could be in a lot of places? Well, that is just one of the bad ones.
Now, granted, it was on the left side, so if you scout it, you can see it. But still, that's gross.
Ugh. So, I think with that, I honestly think Nito takes a bit of a lead here. Now, granted, Hydra's heading in the same direction, so we'll be getting Speed Booster in due course, but even still, Nito's got the extra speed for the time being and is also going to be able to single dip Wreck Ship for the Ether Medallion.
Assuming it's required.
Of course. Alright, Nito checking left sandpit, seeing that it's nothing of major importance. Hey, we're being rated by the folks from Aussie 101. Welcome to the stream, folks. Welcome to our Super Metroid: A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Friday night race. We've got a very interesting 774 hard mode seed, folks, where Speed Booster was behind a snail clip. Ooh, Hydra is not going to, not going straight to Meridia's, instead going to A Link to the Past.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Is this... Did he already... Oh, he's going to a whirlpool.
Mushroom. Yeah, this is Mushroom. Ooh, Nitorific electing to go directly to Shack Tool here.
Yeah, I assume he's checking Shack Tool at the same time as the right sand pit. and he'll probably reset if it's nothing.
Yeah, because the right sandpit didn't have anything noticeable, I don't think. I saw at least a heart piece, but Nito would have gotten anything that was there if it was important. But yeah, we're going to see Hydra do the same overworld checks that Nito's done. Unfortunately, we do know that these are not relevant. That being said, with a handful of bottles we did get, no harm in picking up an extra blue potion. So yeah, chat, we're just passing the 90-minute mark here, and we still need a good handful of stuff. We still need a bow, we need cane, we need mirror. We know where flute is. It's behind mirror on Spectacle Rock. But with our current equipment, we no longer necessarily need it. Alright, and
We are going to need the mirror for Swamp Palace at some point.
yeah. We can get away without flute, but we're definitely going to need mirror. And unfortunately, Shack Tool was garbage.
Alright, so here's another... Wait, no, never mind. Nito is the one with Speed Booster, so he could just go to Dragon right now.
Yeah, and I have a feeling Nito's going to do that because with the amount of items we're still missing and the fact that Dragon has a green pendant, I don't think you risk leaving an item behind and that possibly being like Mirror or Titan's Mitts. Like, again, the last thing these runners I think want to see right now is Titan's Mitts because that would open up way too much. Unless you really like the open world hunts for all your items, in which case then by all means, but Titan's Mitts would put Pedestal in logic right now with this equipment.
And the thing I realized as we were talking about Speed Booster and what have you is Hydropower may be avoiding Meridia specifically because there's currently no in-logic way to get to Dragon with, with the knowledge that he has. He doesn't know that the Speed Booster is on the way, and he doesn't have Ice Beam, so there's no way for him to get to Dragon. So it may be a while before he does. He may do it now, but that may have been why he didn't do it before.
All right. Well, that was a red. That was a red rupee. Outside of the Dragon Sand Pit. So. All right.
Was that Batuni Tank?
Batuni Tank. That's the one. And yeah, it looks like Nito's just taking a quick ammo refill before the Dragon fight. Surprised that he is doing this with Grapple Beam in tow.
We may be considering going down to Lower Norfair after this, so this farm wouldn't be out of the question.
Sorry, it looks like Hydra failed to fire off an invincibility item in time there.
Yeah, he wasn't even menued on it.
Well, Nito's about as well armed as he's gonna get now.
Looks like he tried to do a quick short charge to get a full halfie, but didn't pan out.
Well, Hydra is going to take that book and go ahead and clear Crystal Desert real quick. Just get that out of the way. There are 2 items and another energy tank up there. But I'm pretty sure the energy tank at this point is liable to be left behind.
Yeah, I think Hydropower's on 7+3, so I think it's good.
All right, let's see what's behind. Oh, I guess we're not going to see what's behind Dragon. We'll wait until after. Okay, Desert Palace's boots locked. Interesting. Not that it really matters, because boots were in a really nice location outside Speed Booster Bridge in Green Bridstar. All right, Nito was unfortunately too low for the grapple beam to hit for the quick kill, so he's just gonna have to wait this out and wait for the opportunity. There's our Desert Palace big key. Still one item left. And we just found it, so desert is barren. Interestingly, Nito deciding to not get the crystal.
It is accessible now. I wonder,
I'm not,
like,
yeah, I don't think I agree with that. I would have picked up the crystal while you were in the neighborhood.
yeah, you have no idea what the mirror is. Like, there's no guarantee you can um, combo this in with Meyer.
All right, well, Dragon just gave the green pendant, and right behind is another pack of missiles that we really don't need anymore.
Okay,
All
so
right,
from here, he's going to check precious missiles and then probably check plasma on the way out.
sounds about right. Hydra, on the other hand, is going back to Norfair. This may be a play to Ridley. Oh, behind Dragon, though, above Dragon, rather, is the shovel. That's our last Link to the Past fetch quest.
I'll in chat makes a good point. We are definitely getting the mirror at some point, and we know where the flute is. So getting back to desert is trivial.
That's fair. Although, having said that, before we find Mirror, I'm sure our runners would like to find Titan's Mitts in that sense. Might as well just combo in both dungeons. Especially since we know Meyer's required for a red crystal anyway.
It looks like hydropower is going to take the dip.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the game is still pretty much just screaming, hey, stay in Super Metroid. There's literally nothing in A Link to the Past for you right now.
And it is a clearable boss, so...
I'm gonna laugh if, I'm gonna laugh if after all this, the progression is just on Ether Tablet.
Yeah, that'd be a little gross.
Yeah, because where did we find Book? We found it in,
The wreck ship?
Wreck Ship, yeah. In the bowling alley. Hydra's just got a nice, gravity jump in the lava dive room and succeeded without much difficulty at all. Alright, Plasma Beam is dead.
Hydropower took a safety save. I assume he's going to check both items at Gold Torizo and reset if nothing.
Probably.
Although the saves come for hydropower is a little awkward because you're also incentivized to check the Meyer area while you're here.
Yeah,
So
because if you cross the portals, that does act as an improvised save. And if we were to hard reset out of that save, we would start back at the ship. Alright, Screw Attack itself is missiles. That's a Powerbomb tank on Showcase Showdown, so we don't need Space Jump. That's a bow.
gotta keep that. So I guess we're alright, that makes things a little weird now because the bow makes Eastern clearable. It makes Pod clearable.
I think if you're a runner in this scenario, I think the bow is probably the best item you can find here because that tells you exactly where you need to go after this. It tells you exactly that, hey, your next stop is Pod Eastern. Instead of, hey, have fun hunting the entire rest of the world for a required Quake medallion, you know? That's still a pretty late bow. I mean, it's all the way in Lower Norfair. So that only got put in logic once we found high jump or gravity. Take your pick.
All right, so he's gonna take the Mire route, and it's Quake. Okay, that's good.
Uh, okay, I'm done speaking this stuff to life now, Seedbot.
Oh, Quake's the one we don't have. Oh,
Quake's
all
the one
right.
we don't have. Yeah, that's the one we don't know about. But yeah, again, with the bow, it's pretty obvious where the next pit stop is going to be. Looks like Nitorific's in Norfair as well, so we do know this is basically the place both runners need to be at the moment. But we'll see if Nito full clears Lower Norfair or not. Nice of SMZ3 to put that energy room back.
Yeah, no reason not to.
I know that's somewhat old news, as that's been in the thing for a while, but even still. Hydra's having a little bit of a problem with this IBJ. There we go. So yeah, now our runners do have a choice with that bow. They can either, bust out of this Lower Norfair dive and finish Dupod Eastern, or what I think is most likely going to be the case is they're just going to finish up Norfair and basically be done with Super Metroid. Now, that being said, the only Super Metroid checks that we haven't seen yet are the speed booster locked ones. Once we're coming out of Norfair, at least. And that needs... The checks we're missing is, like, Waterway, for example, because we didn't have speed at the time.
I don't know if any of our runners checked Criteria Supers.
Yeah. That's the climb supers, right? Yeah. So yeah, those are the only other two checks in Super Metroid that are pretty much left at this point. And yeah, Nito's definitely just seen that bow and realizes, oh yeah, I need that. I've been looking for that for almost 2 hours now.
And Nito did not go to Wreck Ship first, so he does not have plasma, so he has to do the super missile fight for Gold Teresa, which is not bad, but means you also have to farm those up again.
Actually, that's probably why Nito farmed up all those super missiles before Dragon. Probably as a safety, just in case Plasma Beam didn't show up in time.
Yep.
Alright, Mickey Mouse Room leads to another 3 hundo, which we don't need anymore.
Did Nito get silvers? Where were silvers?
Silvers were in Lower Bubble Mountain.
I don't remember if he picked those up.
I don't think so.
Well, hopefully he remembers that he didn't check Bubble Mountain missiles on the way out of Lower Norfair.
I think that's exactly... Oh, nope, chat's saying, Nito did pick up silvers at some point. They're just set to default arrows because they're just faster to use.
Also, if you pick up the silvers in Super Metroid or the bone, there's some combination where the silvers don't automatically turn on.
Yeah, it's like with Spazer and Plasma Beam. If they're picked up in the other game, you have to turn them on manually. Because unfortunately, SMZ3 does not fix the murder beam problem.
The murder bow problem?
No, the murder beam problem with Plasma and Spazer.
Yes.
Because those two can't coexist. Yet. But yeah, it looks like Hydra's going to go to Ridley. And yeah, I think Nito is going to pick up silvers on the way out. Because yeah, ultimately both runners are going to going to dump out in Bubble Mountain once this is over. And after that, yeah, besides the few speed checks, they're going to be full clear with Super Metroid.
Yep, they're just going to leave behind Waterway and Shap Supers, and hopefully never have to come back to those. Oh, and Ether if Turtle Rock's Ether.
Yeah, that they might. Yeah, this is where it's a very tough call if you're a runner in this scenario because on one end, there's still a there's only a one-third chance now that ether is required, but we can't check that because no Titan Smiths. No, it looks like Hydra didn't have too much trouble. I think still needs to fire a few more supers though.
A little bullied here.
Where's the big red cane? We do not know the answer to that question yet, interestingly.
The Ridley down for hydropower.
And that's going to be his second Super Metroid token of the day. Fantoon, you left your token in Lower Norfair. So Dragon left his token in Rex Ship, and Fantoon left his in Lower Norfair.
Dragon was holding on to a green pendant from another world.
All right, so there's only a handful of checks left in Norfair. There's like 2 or 3 on the way out. That's about it. Thankfully, Screw Attack does make this escape a lot more comfortable. Because pretty much nothing stands in that thing's way.
Yeah, having Screw Attack for Lower Norfair is pretty much your best case scenario.
So yeah, we're getting there. We're slowly bringing the Link to the Past part of this game back to life here. Because all things considering, we really have not had any reason to be in A Link to the Past besides picking up Gravity Suit for some time.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yo. Okay. Have fun full clearing the whole rest of the game looking for your stuff.
Yeah. So, as mentioned before, Titan Smiths puts the Stark Death Mountain in logic. It puts the pedestal in logic. It puts, just a lot of stuff that opens up.
Yeah, I mean, it had to show up at some point, and the bow was definitely a much better pointer finger to tell you where to go. But now, just have fun.
Yep.
And we're still looking for Mirror and Kane too. So we're looking for and Quake Medallion while we're at it. So yeah, we're still looking for at least 3 more things. Actually, no, exactly 3 more things because we know where Ether is. Oh, hey, Tempered Sword.
All right, so obviously that's great, but at the same time, there's still a lot of crystal dungeons that can be cleared. So while, yeah, a lot of the world is opened up, a bunch of crystal dungeons are on the table. So just start clearing crystal dungeons and just hope your items are there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one crystal dungeon that I think our runners would love to be able to clear right now is Mire, because that with Skull Woods would give us Pyramid Fairy, because those are our reds. Which is really unfortunate. We just haven't found Kane yet.
At the same time, though, Mire is 2 items, and what's the other red crystal?
Skull Woods, which we've cleared out already.
Yeah, so at this point, Pyramid Fairy plus its dungeon is 4 checks, while Pod by itself is 6. So, you can be a little sad that Pyramid Fairy is not on the table yet, but at the same time, there's a pod sitting right there.
Yeah, and I think with Green Pendant being routable on top of that, I think that's probably our next stop for our runners. But yeah, I think I would go. I think I could safely say this seed is pretty lousy because while we haven't found a hard requirement for Speed Booster yet, Speed Booster behind a snail clip is still not fun.
Yeah, in the scheme of things, it's just a routing inconvenience. It's not a like an execution inconvenience because
Right.
pick one or the other for your SMZ3 hard mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what the seed has been is stupidly linear, is what it is. Because right now it's, do your spheres or a link to the past, get your morph ball out of Thieves Town big chest, I might add. And then basically go full clearing Super Metroid looking for all of your link to the past stuff. And then after Titan's Mitts, it's have fun clearing the rest of Link to the Past looking for Kane and Mirror. And a Quake medallion that, as far as we're concerned, only locks a couple of checks.
Right, so Hydropower has elected to go to the mountain. And we'll see, we'll see what the requirement is for TR. And it's not like, even if we have it, which we do, it's Bombos, no Kane, so we can't even get in yet.
Yeah, we could just open the door, but the main reason I think Hydra checked this is to confirm that Wreck Ship Reserve is dead. Because now we don't need the Ether Medallion.
Right.
So, bit of a break. No need for Speed Booster, which, in Hydra's case, well, boy, are you in for a bad day when you go to the sand pits.
Well, there's no known reason to go get the Speed Booster.
That's true. We don't know if Climb Supers is like Mirror or something. Alright, so what do we got here in Super Bunny Cave? Bombs and Butter Sword. No complaints to Butter Sword. Yeah, Hydra's now basically at full power for Ganon. And Nito's probably going to get that Butter Sword too.
Yeah, that's in an easy location.
Alright, another 4 checks here in Hookshot Cave. Alright, power bombs, which we don't need anymore. Money, which we really don't need anymore. Even more money that we still really don't need. And super missiles, which are okay, I guess.
So that's it for the mountain, right?
Yeah, the only thing left is Ether Tablet, which you can't get from here, so...
Oh, Hydropower is going to take a second attempt at Spike Cave.
Yeah, that's right, because Hydra misused or failed to fire off a potion last time.
So all in all, not a terrible way to recover from that.
Indeed. Just a bit unfortunate that we can't route an Ether Tablet particularly effectively here. It will require a reset.
Yeah, that's probably on your short list of last locations, especially since we don't have a mirror yet.
Looks like it. Alright, so yeah, I think you have a choice here. Either rush ice and route in Meridia for the pendant afterwards and blind check pad. Or you do exactly what Hydra's doing, which I was imagining was going to be more likely, and go straight for pod.
Yeah, this is Eastern, and then I would assume pod. You'd have to reset because there's no mirror yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we do know there is an item on Armos Knights. That's been gnawing at our brains ever since we started. Because our runners did check Eastern fairly early. I don't remember there being any major items, but... to answer your question, chat, we don't know about Pedestal yet. And only Hydra has Book at the moment. Both runners already cleared the 2 items in Skull Woods, too, so they don't really have a good reason to head back in that direction yet.
Yeah, and the pedestal check itself is just out of the way because, again, we don't have a mirror, so if you're checking pedestal, you have to do it from the light world, and it's the only thing left in that direction.
Yeah, we've seen bumper ledge too, so that's useless. So yeah, we're down to as far as where any progression can be after finding Titan's mitts. Ice. Let me think. Front of Mire.
You've got all
No,
of
no,
Pod
no,
left. We've
no,
got
no,
all of
no.
Pod left.
All of Pod, yeah, and also we can't do Mire anyway. No Quake medallions, so never mind. King's Tomb just opened up as Nidorific is going to go check. And it's nothing. All right, well,
Yeah, Super's on almost nights, but it's the crystal, so it's fine.
it's the small victories that matter. All right, Nito is going back into Skull Woods for now. Looks to be, thought was going back into Skull Woods, but is instead going to, oh, this might be a Smith chain play.
Ew. Mirrorless Smith chain.
Yeah, it's not the best check in the universe, but might at this rate, it's looking like it's got to be done anyway.
See, I don't even know about that because you still have crystal dungeons in front of you. Like, I mean, granted, if this where the item is great, but if you've got clearable dungeons, you should be going after them.
That's very true. I think what Nito is banking on here is, at least my guess, is that there's only 2 items left. Well, no, there's 3 items left. Kane, Mirror, and Quake. So, and also Nito's got the shovel. So, I'm wondering if Nito is banking on getting those items in a... Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, because I would make the play to clear crystal dungeons. I would miss out on the mirror. That's just how that works.
Okay, so yeah, remember when I said have fun full clearing the game? Add Swamp Palace to that list of where everything you're still looking for could be.
Yeah, that's another 6 checks, isn't it?
Yeah, Pod is actually only 5. It's got 6 small keys, though.
Right.
Well, not that it matters, but Pod's not bow-locked. Wow, this seed, depending on where Kane and Quake are, this seed sucks.
Again, it's not like... Not even like a Super Metroid hard thing. This is just a routing... Just routing... Inconvenient routing.
Yeah, and as chat points out, that shovel was right above Dragon, which was behind... That's basically behind Gravity Suit.
In a green pendant Meridia.
The saying's been echoed before, but I'll say it again. Not a bad idea to check your pendant dungeons. Who generated this? Well, technically Seedbot.
Hi there. There's a cane.
Oh, it was just chilling in the Pod big key chest the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so...
This is actually no joke worst case scenario right now. You're looking for a Quake medallion. There is literally only 2 checks in the game that Quake medallion can't be at, and they're both Misery Mire. So this is actually worst case scenario for our runners. But to answer a question, the question chat, it was Miss Metroid who gave the order to roll the seed. So
the bot rolled the seed.
The bot rolled the seed. Miss Metroid gave the order. Yeah, this is gonna be painful for all the wrong reasons. Because yeah, when it comes to something like this, when you're Okay, never mind. As soon as Nito goes to pod, that's GG.
Mhm. Yep. Just
It's
go to your crystal dungeons. Easy.
it's like I told you. As soon as the bottleneck is resolved, the seed spells itself out. Yes, in a rare twist of events, Adam did not give the authorization to roll this seed. But yeah, that being said, I'm trying to think what the more likely case is going to be. Is Nito goes into pod and picks up Kane first, or Hydra goes to, where was Mirror again? Behind the shovel. Ow. Oh, that's real bad for Hydra. Hydra's nowhere near Meridia right now.
Yeah, he's probably going to stay in A Link to the Past and do as many crystal dungeons as possible. It may be a while before he gets back to Meridia.
Yeah, the only way I can think that Hydra could try and recover from this, but this would require some very five-head foresight, is to come out of pod and then make his way to the Meridia portal via Dark Shopping Mall. But
Yeah,
I
that's
find that to be unlikely. Like, Hydra's probably going to rush ice first.
yeah, because in order to like, if you were gonna do Meridia at all, like you're not doing it just for the boss, like because you have all of Meridia in front of you. Like
Indeed.
the green pendant doesn't have value here. It's the rest of Meridia that has the value.
Right, and unfortunately, it looks like Nito made a bit of a wrong turn and is instead going to follow the mirror into Swamp Palace, which unfortunately we now know is basically a dead dungeon.
Yeah, not yeah. I mean, really, just coin flip it with Pod because they have the same amount of items in it. So it's just which one do you do first?
Exactly. And this is unfortunately one thing that can be kind of painful from an observation standpoint. It's like we now know what the sea is asking to do, but there's unfortunately a lot of reason for our runners not to check the locations that have those items.
Yeah, I mean, Nito's 100% gonna do the Pod Eastern combo with the mirror. It's just he didn't do it before Swamp, so that's a little bit of a time loss, especially if he checks left side.
Yeah, this is where, depending on how you feel, whether or not you're behind, you might start skipping checks too. So I don't think Nito's going to skip left side swamp in this case because, again, it's a toss up because on one end, you're only missing one item. On the other, if you waltz past it, you're last locationing it. There's our other green rupee. But yeah, so what was the overall story of this seed? I'm kind of trying to work our way back here a little so we can figure this out. So yeah, it was, early Link to the Past stuff, early Dark World access, Moon Pearl in Business Center. So that gives you your Dark World access. And then it's Morph Ball and Thieves Town Big Chest, and then pretty much everything comes at you in Super Metroid, because Super Metroid had what? Various Suit, Speed Booster.
High jump boots to get to Lower Norfair, which is
Yeah.
where your mitts were.
Yeah, that required a quick pit stop to Paradox Cave. Ooh, Nito getting a nice diver down with bombs there. Alright, looks like Hydra's gonna full clear Turtle Rock. Which is, yeah, unfortunately this is just again, the wrong direction. Just not in a sense of that Turtle Rock has a few items, so it's not a bad place to go check when you're looking for stuff. Unfortunately, just with what we know it's not the place to be.
Watching in chat, Ice Beam? We have no idea.
Oh, there's Spring Ball in left side swamp. we can get away without Ice Beam this seed. It might even be in GT. We're going to see the Ether Tablet, though, from Hydra.
We know it's not the answer, but might find a good luxury item here.
All right, Heart Piece and Swamp Big Chest. And yeah, Nito took the route that I was suspecting at this point, where even though you're only looking for one item, you should definitely not leave any stone unturned just in case it shows up and you don't accidentally waltz past it. Money and a compass. All right, that was the map and swamp there. But yeah, the seed basically did say, you know, it was basically just it wasn't too much back and forth between games. The only real pit stop was from full clearing Super Metroid after Morph Ball was just making a pit stop for East Death Mountain. That's about it. So yeah, this was definitely a Super Metroid loaded type seed. And then as soon as you got Titans and went back to A Link to the Past, the seed just spelt itself out.
Yep, the rest of the crystal dungeons were sort of right on the path, so... Again, as soon as Nito... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, the key setup is looking pretty nice in Turtle Rock right now. Big and small in Crystal Roller Room. That's something you do want to see. If you're not hunting for extra stuff.
Yeah, Hydropower may still choose to do the lava chest anyway.
Yeah, luckily, because Neatorific doesn't have Kane, unless he's thinking about hovering. Oh wow, there's another key. So yeah, Hydra might actually, this might actually be like a God Turtle Rock. Oh, Nito's grabbing Flute. Okay, I see. That makes sense. And then you're probably going to activate it and then Flute straight to 5. I'm pretty sure that would be faster than walking at this point, even with Pegasus boots. Put you right next to the portal is the main thing.
It'll save a little time with the Flute to 6 for both Mire and Desert.
Very true. Nito's never even been to that area yet. Outside of checking Agina's cave. But yeah, Nito going to Pod should basically spell the end of the seed for him. Which, all things considering, despite, you know, it being almost the 2-hour mark before the seed truly, well, Link to the Past especially, truly cracked open, seed's not going to be, not really that long of a seed, all things considering. Like, it helped that we were given a lot of items for Super Metroid to make it more efficient. Like, eventually we did find speed, and Screw Attack was, or both runners found Screw Attack before going back into Super Metroid. But yeah, this is the pod play from Nito, and this should basically be GG for him. And wow, Hydra getting another small key out of the big chest, so yeah, this is a God TR.
Does that mean they can skip Laser Bridge?
Yeah, basically. And Green Pendant's, oh. Wait a minute, yeah, hold on, there's still one more small key door here. It means they could, well, actually, Laser Bridge is going to be an easy way for us to find out. If Laser Bridge doesn't have a small key, then,
well,
it's back in the, It's back in the lava chest.
But
Oh wait,
hydropower got the lava
they
chest,
did
yeah.
check lava chest. Never mind. What am I saying? So yeah, never mind, never mind. There's a small key on laser bridge.
Yeah, like if you skipped lava chest and stole the key, then you could skip laser bridge, but with hydropower still looking for stuff, that was not going to happen.
Yeah, I got my keys all mixed up. Don't have me call a key sanity seed. That's where I get real rusty. Although I do like watching a good key sanity. Yeah, there it is. There's the map, so yeah, this should be the last item. Never mind, Trinex has the last item. Interesting way for Hydra to handle Kane on that switch there. Alright, Nito's checking the Bowlock chests. Does still have to make a quick pit stop to the vanilla big key chest before to pick up Kane. But yeah, from an execution standpoint, both runners have been playing exceptionally well tonight. It's just unfortunate that the routes that they chose just didn't end up working in their favor, in Hydra's favor in this case. Because yeah, unfortunately, because Hydra didn't go to Meridia first, didn't get Shovel, which led to Mirror, and on the flip side, because no Mirror, or because picking up Kane before Mirror, has a lot of extra stuff to do before routing that shovel in efficiently. So yeah, from an execution standpoint, both runners doing great, but Hydra's routing just didn't work out in his favor tonight. Bit unfortunate.
And Nito has entered Go mode. He did pick up the Kina Samaria from the big key chest.
All right, now have fun clearing almost all of the remaining Link to the Past bosses. Because yeah, the only Link to the Past boss we actually don't need to deal with right now in Nito's case is Cold Stare.
And while we were talking, Hydropower did finish up Trinex, so that's TR under his belt.
Nito is still looking for stuff in Pod. I wonder if it's a key problem? Oh no, Nito needs the big key, which is right here.
Still need big keys for the dungeon, for most of the dungeons.
Yeah. Swamp, not so much. Pod? Yeah, definitely so.
So it looks like Hydropower is going to check Catfish. And this is probably going to be a save and quit, and we'll figure out where he goes from there.
Yeah, like, this is another spot where you can route in the, Dark Shopping Mall to go to Meridia, but again, I don't think that's on Hydra's mind right now. I think to what you were saying earlier, Hydra's just looking for speed booster before dipping Meridia, and it's just not going to happen.
Though Hydra did not save and quit, so if he's going to the Whirlpool, there's a chance.
I don't think so, because I think Hydra... Whoop. Hydra calling me a liar. So yeah, this is either going to be to Meridia or, again, as we say in Ocarina of Time, Rush Ice. Although this really is definitely not rushing ice today, I would say, but it is in the direction of Meridia, so this is where he needs to be. So yeah, this is ultimately going to work out.
All right, we'll see where he goes from here, because I mean he could go straight to Dragon. He'll get his shovel on the way, It looks like that's where he's going, which is he doesn't know it, but that's where he wants to be.
Yeah, I think the question will be whether Hydra decides to just bite the bullet and clear Meridia without speed, or decides to turn around immediately and turn in that shovel.
Yeah, it is. It's not going to be like I could see him staying in Meridia because there's so many items here, but if he somehow makes the read that shovels the play, then he's in good. He'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, because shovel will lead to mirror, and we know mirror leads to quake. So, and I know Hydra's seen Mire, so
Yeah, again,
yeah,
we have we have the knowledge of um, what the right route is, but with so many items in Meridia, there's what's to say that Quake's not in like right sand pit or what have you.
of course, yeah. But yeah, this is something I say a lot is when it comes to when you're looking for one item, like especially a medallion, it literally just comes down to who makes the right call. Ooh, not microwave was set to a bit of a low setting there. Didn't quite get the shrimp fried all the way, so needs to be turned over, put in the microwave for another half a minute, and there you go. There's your fried shrimp.
Yeah, charge plasma is the weakest combination for microwave, so doing a 2 round is not out of the question.
See you in Dairon, Dragon. All right, so Nito's going to wrap up Eastern. That is going to be... how many crystals is that going to be? That's going to be plus Kraid. That's going to be 4. So yeah, Nito's still got to do Desert, Mire, and Turtle Rock. Those are actually going to... Not Turtle Rock. Well, yeah, Nito has to do Turtle Rock, but also Skull Woods. So it's probably going to be Flute to Skull Woods, get that one done. Flute to Mire, do Mire and Desert. Route into Turtle Rock clear with GT, is my guess. Yeah, like this casino for Quake could have gone a lot worse. Like, who knows where Quake could have been if we didn't find it right behind Mirror. Excuse me a minute.
Okay, so Nito is going to go into Mire. Pretty much just going to look for the big key and then just go straight to the back. Meanwhile, Hydropower is getting ready for a snail clip, and it's going to be pleasantly surprised by a speed booster that's sitting right there. And that is a trick that is specific to hard mode, since normal will never put it there. Does not expect you to do the snail clip. Ito finds a small key on the bridge, so he finds a big key in this room here where we'll have what they call a Godmire.
I see Nito decide to make a pit stop to Mire and Desert first in this case.
Mm-hmm. Looking for a big key, hasn't found it yet.
Oof. That means it's probably in the cutscene chest. Don't you hate it when that happens?
I don't know, I kind of find it a little bit more annoying if it's on the right side, but that's me.
Well, looks like it's gonna be in the cutscene chest at the rate we're going, or at least fire locked. And yeah, Hydra not wanting to leave anything behind is going to check Shack Tool in again. Unfortunately, we just know that it's going to be nothing. But yeah, this seed's mid game was just so slow while we were going through all of Super Metroid. Because yeah, how much of Super Metroid did we clear before we actually found a ton of progression? Like, we made that pit stop to Death Mountain for high jump, and then we literally didn't find Titansmiths until Ridley escaped.
High jump was Paradox, right?
Mm-hmm. And then, and Gravity was like right next to it or something. I remember Gravity was in A Link to the Past somewhere.
Yeah, it was Tower of Hera big chest.
That's where it was.
Or if it wasn't the big chest, it was the chest before it.
Yeah, it was in, that's exactly where it was. It was in Tower of Hera. So yeah, you made a pit stop to Tower of Hera for Gravity and high jump, and then, yeah, the seed pretty much spelt itself out. Unfortunately, it spelt itself out by putting Titansmiths all the way at the end of Ridley Escape. I think Hydra may have gone to go grab a drink while while I was waiting for Shack Tool to go ahead and finish up back there.
A good time for it, really.
True that.
So I assume Hydra Power is going to check Plasma Beam at this point?
Pretty sure there's nothing else left in this particular section of Meridia to check. The next stop after this would either be back to A Link to the Past or down to Main Street.
I could see him going to Main Street and just checking the rest of Meridia, because he did come in from the back.
Exactly, yeah. Alright, up we go. Yeet!
And Nito got spooky action to just make those rooms a little bit quicker.
I thought you couldn't do that in SMZ3.
Oh, you just did.
Never mind, I guess. Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking about Bob in GT.
Ah.
But yeah, Silver Arrows makes Vitreous a complete joke. Clearly, Runner's not too concerned about offensive armaments for the rest of this seed. And yeah, Link to the Past wise, we're absolutely in business. You know, 11 hearts, green mail, not green mail, red mail, silver arrows, in Nito's case, half magic. Just double checking how much work needs to be done in Link to the Past here. So yeah, Nito remembered to mirror and go clear desert real quick, and thankfully this will be nice and easy, but does need to make a quick pit stop to the right side to pick up the big key. Alright, so it looks like Hydra's also finally got around to picking up Speed Booster as well. Boy, no sign of Space Jump this seed, huh? Maybe Space Jump was on the pedestal.
Also being Ganon's tower.
Could be in GT. It hasn't been needed for anything else. I can't remember if, because of charge beams being changed around as, I think charge beam can now be in GT with the way the C potentially handles ammo logic.
Sure it can.
But luckily, we don't have to worry about that since charge was just chilling on, chilling in the early game on Zora Ledge.
Yep, space jump only hard required for one check, which is Showcase Showdown. Everything else is just, well, it could be a movement item, but there's a lot of things that space jump that can also count as a movement item that space jump could also satisfy.
Surely.
And as we kind of expected, Hydropower is just going to check the rest of Meridia.
So yeah, what's still on Nito's to-do list here? Back of Skull Woods and Turtle Rock, and it is a good TR setup. So I think Nito doesn't have to make a pit stop to Lava Chest.
Yeah, if he keeps track of the keys, he can get away with stealing the small key and then just going to the back.
All right, that's Nito's 6th crystal. Number 7 is going to be Skull Woods. But still have to make that pit stop to Turtle Rock for the boss kill. Oh, okay. Who needs to powerbomb the tunnel? Just clip right through it.
Doesn't you don't see it in vanilla play, obviously, but you do see it in randomizers.
But yeah, Hydra does not have Quake because it's mirror locked.
Yep,
Yeah,
that is K45.
Yeah, because of all the things that were checked so late because Mirror was so far behind the bandwagon. All right, so Hydra's done a save via cross-game conversion. So this is going to put him back at landing site.
Oh, is he gonna check Shaft Supers?
Most likely. This is probably speed booster checks because at this point, Hydra knows he's last location speed booster. Or at least put it off way too long. So I would imagine there's concern on his end that there is progression behind that speed booster. Yeah, no ice beam means a couple of power bombs will be needed to knock these things out of the way. Climb Supers was a downgrade. Mothula has Skullwood's big key, but at that point, that is of no consequence to Nito. At this point, he's going to just go ahead and flute to Death Mountain, do Turtle Rock, and then it's off to GT.
And Nito did make the right call in avoiding Wreck Ship for as long as possible because he is going to go mode Wreck Ship, beat up Fantoon, and just turn right around and go back.
Yeah, I think the only downside is he may skip Plasma Beam as a result. But other than that, yeah, Nito's pretty much in business. Yeah, looks like Hydra's next stop is Waterway.
It's a reasonable check to make, because you just got Speed Booster, but we know it's not the right answer.
I think I remember the last hard mode seed I called also had a logically required showcase showdown because it had Lamp. And I don't recall Space Jump being in a particularly pleasant spot. All right, and that's Nito cruising into Turtle Rock. Well, folks, if you have had a good time with this SMZ3 race today, I don't know if these have restreams yet, but we do have races queued up for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. On Saturday, it's normal 774, but with fast scanning. That's at noon Eastern. On Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, it's hard random requirements. So the number of boss tokens and crystals could be different, or likely will be different. And then on the next Monday, October 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern is normal 774 traditional. So still plenty of SMZ3 on the docket for the next 72 hours.
In front of us here, we have Hydropower dipping a Pendant Ice.
Yikes. Yeah, we unfortunately the three items that are here are not going to be helpful at this point. I mean, I guess Wave Beam would be nice, but at that point it's going to be too late. Because yeah, by this point Super Metroid is literally full cleared.
So what's the progression to get Hydropower over to the flute spot? Because he's going for like density. He's going for things that are just next to each other. So how does he get back there?
Well, after Ice, Hydra finished Pod, right? Yeah, I think Hydra finished Pod. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what's left beyond Ice, because he can't get into Swamp without Mirror. Maybe Clear Skull Woods for Pyramid Fairy. But with Titan's Mist, you might as well just route in Shovel with that. Although that needs to be done in the Light World, so never mind. Yeah, routing in the Shovel spot right now is really tough.
Yeah, the way Nito did it was he ended up doing mirrorless Smith Chain and just stumbled into it.
Pretty much, that's exactly how it played out.
So on Nito's side, it looks like he just played it straight. I believe he checked the lava chest because he doesn't have a small key at this point. So
I think so.
yeah, so he's gonna have to go to Lava Bridge and find the small key there.
Yeah, Nito, besides, yeah, all things considering, yeah, actually, no, I don't really have anything left to say at this point. We're just pretty much waiting for things to close out here. And yeah, Nito found the key. He's going to be Trinex. I think we might, just because it's just the walk up to the GT now, I think it might not be a bad time to open up the guest for the big key. Yeah, just because this Trinex is going to get completely and utterly annihilated here, just like Hydra managed to pull off earlier.
Just like Hydra Power did on Cold Stare just now.
Yeah, Cold Stare did not stand a chance there.
One cycle from Nito. Butter Sword makes it easy.
Well, Hydra hasn't gone to... Well, Hydra's going the complete other way now, so definitely not a shovel spot check. But yeah, folks, there are 22 checks in Ganon's Tower. One of them has a big key, so get your guesses between 1 and 22, integers only. Where you expect that big key to be hiding in? For my part, I'm going to guess a little higher, seeing as the endgame kind of spelt itself out a little too easily. I'm going to say 18.
I usually guess 17, but someone sniped that from me, so I'm gonna say, you know what? I'll say 1. I'll say first chest and hope. Oh, nope, never mind, it's going to the left.
Now, big key on the torch would still be kind of funny. Nope, small key. Alright, so Hydra is now back in the light world, dashing in the direction of Kakariko. Let's see if he dips down and goes to shovel. Nope, it's going to be a plate of Skullwoods and Pyramid Fairy. Alright, chest number 2, super missiles. 3, bombs. 4, heart piece. 5, small key. Hydra is going to blind pull the pedestal.
Ooh.
Alright, chest number 6, small key. 7, bombs.
Is that powder for luck?
It's to powder this anti-fairy, because this is probably a tile room play.
I meant Hydra Power did powder on the pedestal before he pulled it.
Oh, probably rage.
Oh.
But yeah, Nito is doing tile room for number 8 here, so let's see how this plays out. Unfortunately, pedestal was just a red rupee. Just couch cash. Move right along. Yeah, so honestly, besides the speed booster kerfuffle, there really wasn't any, like, super trolly checks. I mean, Morph Ball in Thieves Town Big Chest is late, but it's not the worst in the...
Of course.
Nice space jump. Where was that one? Somebody, didn't you say that was gonna happen?
I don't know if I did, but I could have.
I'm pretty sure, I think you did say Space Jump could be in GT.
I'll take your word for it. But Hydra Power is in the general direction of where he needs to be, so let's hope he follows through on mirrorless Smith Chain.
All right, number 12 is Ice Beam.
We're okay with Ice Beam.
Absolutely. Wow, Ice Beam and Space Jump in GT. That is not friendly. I mean, it's great for endgame, but it's not the most friendly in the universe. But yeah, so that was 12, I think, if I've got my numbers right. But yeah, Hydra's got the Smith, is now heading in the direction of Shovel Spot. It's going to dig up the mirror and be like, ah, brilliant. How worse can this possibly get? All right, 13, the Ganon's Tower Big Key.
In the fire bar room.
And now it's just a matter of the climb. So yeah, Hydra's gonna be probably entering go mode in a minute. Does have to make a pit stop at K45 after the mirror checks, but unfortunately, there is still a lot on his plate right now. Pretty much the entire rest of A Link to the Past, actually. I think Hydra does have pod cleared, but has to clear out Swamp, Skullwoods, Mire, and Desert.
Yeah. Even if pod is clear, that's 4 dungeons.
Yeah, granted they're go mode dungeons, and go mode Swamp is great, but even still. Go mode Swamp is pretty good. Go mode Desert, not really this case because of where the key is. Go mode Mire, the big key's in a bad spot too. So yeah, go mode Swamp is the best one in this case. Alright, so yeah, Hydra's making a quick pit stop for the flute. Still doesn't know about Quake though, so he does still have to pick that up. We will see though if that's his next stop.
Yeah, picking up the flute is, especially when you know where it is, that's reasonable, and then you can do the rest of the mirror checks. So, he might be going to Swamp, or if he hasn't done pod, he'll do pod, but he'll probably go to Swamp and think Quake is there, but we know it's not.
Yeah, Swamp makes the most sense though, because 6 checks and all. That being said, Hydra is not heading in the direction of Swamp. Hydra is heading in the direction of Bombo's tablet. But K45 is right here, so he's going to get Quake, and that's going to be go mode.
Ups the Hydra power for going straight to it, because there's a lot that the mirror unlocked. So going straight to K45 is it's pretty good.
I think Hydra wanted to check that before dipping Swamp, is my guess. Because otherwise there would be basically no reason to come back down to this area again. So either your last location in K45 20 minutes later, or you route that in with Swamp.
That makes sense.
Now here's the thing, folks. If you're both runners right now, you're sweating. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you've been in go mode, or in Hydra's case, you've just entered go mode after a couple of last locations. Your Neatorific's case, you've been in go mode for a while. Nobody's finished. So if you're either of these runners right now, you're in go mode and you haven't seen a finish yet, you're sweating.
At this point, you're wondering, where is everybody else? Like, if I'm this far in the progression, how did everyone else do?
Nice single arrow of destiny on Moldorm's last possessions. Are there any runners not? Yes, we have 4 other runners off camera tonight. Oof, that is not a great setup for Aga, but manages to squeeze in 1 hit. And then there's a blue ball.
Yeah, these are not good patterns.
No, not at all. Now there's a double.
Yeah, at this point, they're starting to get desynced, so it's... Alright, well, never mind.
Yeah, 1-1-3 three singles, a double, and a single. So yeah, not the best Daga 2 given, but Nito had to work with what he was given the patterns, which were not great. All right, Nito about to put a bow on the Link to the Past side of the seed, using the bow with silvers, no less. If we're not meant to have midnight snacks, then why is there a light in the fridge?
Asking the real questions here.
Isn't there some line about heating cold food, oven heat the food? I don't know what the line is.
You're not supposed to know what the line is. It's a nonsensical line.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, it's on a Garfield comic, and I don't even know if it's like an actual Garfield comic.
Although, still think my two favorite Ganon lines are, "I am your father's brother's cousin's former roommate," and "Join me and I'll make your face the greatest in Korodai."
Yes, there's a few good lines on Ganon, and on Blind too.
Blind's got a couple good ones, yeah.
Alright, that looks like a Swamp House completed for Hydropower.
It sure is. There's a torch glitch. That looks like good position for a triple. There you go. Nicely done, Nito.
Everyone get your single G's in chat for Nitorific, who has one final boss down and one to go.
And unfortunately, Nito does have to make a quick detour to Rex ship. But on the flip side, has Charge Ice to make things a little easier, but also might get Plasma, but at this point, probably not. I'm fairly confident he's just going to blitz right through and defeat Fantoon, go back to start, and call it a seed at this point. Just enough super missiles for Mother Brain, too. Not that it matters since we have charge, but even still. And with Ice Beam, no longer need to worry about Power Bomb conservation either, so... Again, it's the small victories that matter.
The convenient space jump is gonna make the jump over the moat a little bit easier.
Miles easier. So yeah, Nito's, you said it earlier, Crazy Gamer, Nito's decision to put off Rex ship just ended up working out in his favor today. Because besides Plasma and Book, which was actually a bait all things considering, there was just nothing in here. Because yeah, you could have gotten away without Book this seed because of going to Mire and mirroring.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages of, well, it's one of the differences of playing SMZ3 is that you have multiple ways of getting to Mire and to Desert, so Book loses a little bit of its value in the crossover randomizer. Because Nito doesn't have Plasma, he does have to fight Fantoon the normal way.
Ooh, and I think Nito accidentally sent an extra missile. Oh, got the fast cycle too, but missed it.
It's probably good that he missed it, because I think there was a super selected there.
Very true. Yeah, we don't want to hit Fantoon with supers if you can help it. That was a good Doppler, though.
And Hydropower takes down a Mothula.
Ooh. I think Nito might have hit the wrong button there. And that should be GG for Fantoon. And now Nito's just got to run back to Crateria and finish the game. So yeah, this I wouldn't call this like an oops all dungeon seed, especially since Ice had nothing, but you pretty much had to go into every dungeon otherwise. I think Ice is actually the only exception because you had to dip pendant thieves for Morph Ball. You had to dip pendant Dragon for pendant Meridia for Shovel to Mirror. So yeah, it was pretty much almost oops all dungeons.
Yep, the only truly optional one was ice, but if you were hunting for items, going into ice was reasonable considering you were already in 2 pendant dungeons, and then if you have a pedestal right in front of you, then sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, all the plays that everybody's made today made perfect sense. It's just unfortunate that in one case they just didn't route out that well.
And Nito's going to take a refill, and that's also reasonable considering the beam combo is charge, ice, phaser, which is okay, but you're missing plasma, which is your heaviest hitter, and you're missing wave, which would also be really good.
Who knows where Wave is? It's probably on Ice Armos at this point. In fact, that's actually a pretty likely bet, given that we full cleared their both games at this point.
Yeah, it's possible. Also, anywhere else in Gan's Tower, because we did stop at Firebar Room, so could have been in
Yeah.
Rando Room.
Yeah, at GT is the most likely guess right now, where Wave is. Unfortunately, Hydra having to go through to find that big key.
It's vanilla, right?
I think so.
So
Yeah, Nito has to kind of group the Metroids here because again, no wave beam, not wave, no plasma beam. Beams won't penetrate Metroids. So you kind of just have to catch them together. That should do it. We might see, actually, without Wave Beam, a baby skip here would be pretty unlikely. High jump
yeah,
boots make it better, but Wave Beam is pretty much required.
yeah, Nito is damaging down, so this is going to be
Mhm.
a baby skip.
Yep. All right, so Hydra's found the big key. He's moving down to Vitreous. This will be a nice, quick, easy takedown courtesy of Silver Arrows. All right, Nito's setting up for an Ice Zepatite skip. Turning off Screw Attack to make things work. That Zebetite might be 1 pixel over to the left too far. It looks like it's not working. And yeah, he's just going to reload the room, try again.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different setup without wave beam, but it is possible to do.
Oh, okay. Didn't even look like it needed the Rinka. Just casually jumped right through practically. All right, Mother Brain time, and luckily this is nice and fast courtesy of Super Metroid randomizer quirks.
So Nito started with 57 super, so all those and then try 9 missiles should do it.
Yeah, something along that line. Although I think a missile or two did whiff, so a few extras might be needed here. That should do it. And yeah, with how weak Nito's beams are, absolutely no point attempting stand-up glitch. Because I think charge Ice Phaser doesn't deal much more than 300 damage.
Yeah, if you're looking for stand-up, you really want to be looking at Plasma, because that's the beam that makes the most sense. It's the strongest of the beams.
I think without Ice, Charge Wave Plasma is like 750. So yeah, it's way better.
Meanwhile, Hydropower takes down Lamolus and gets the crystal from Desert Palace.
Yeah, at this point, Hydra's last stop is just Pod, and then it's off to GT.
Or he's going to GT now.
Oh, right. Hydra's already done Pod. I keep forgetting about that. But yeah, luckily GT's a nice quick trip around the mountain here. Yeah, and at this point now it's just a matter of pulverizing Mother Brain with a Rainbow Beam, which I'm gonna be brutally honest, I think I like it better in Dread. Mainly because it's basically a giant Kamehameha. Alright, so Hydra's gonna go to GT. We'll see if he goes full left and immediately happens upon the big key a little bit earlier, but only one way to find out. That being said, Nito is on his way out. So, given everything that's happened, Hydra is only about 10, 15-ish minutes behind Nito. Because now it's just a matter of finding the big key, climbing GT, and then defeating Mother Brain afterwards, so... Alright, Nidourific gets the final yeet straight up the old Mother Brain shaft. And that should be GG. So get your GGs in for Nitorific, who finishes with an official race time GG time of 3:04:09. And that is going to be good for second place. Nito was beaten out by just 58 seconds by Sky with a 3:03:11.
Finish under under a minute from each other. It's pretty good, especially in SMZ3.
Indeed. We are joined by Nitorific in the booth. GG to you.
GG, this might be one of the very rare occasions that I lose because I checked tile room.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that was probably it, actually, because otherwise, your routing and execution over the course of the sea was pretty spot on. The big difference between you and Hydra is that you chose to go to Meridia after what am I trying to say? After
Hera?
East Death Mountain and Hera. Yeah. You went to Meridia. Hydra went to Norfair. So Hydra was first to Titan's Mitts, but didn't get Shovel.
Oh yeah, that was a trolley thing, is to see Shovel at Precious Room.
So yeah,
Yep.
Hydra's last item in the chain was Quake. Yours was Kane. Hydra ended up finding Kane first because it seemed like, during the Norfair Meridia sweep, that Pod was going to be the next stop because of the bow on Big Bird. But nope. Right after that, Titan's Mitch shows up.
So it was kind of I don't know if I called them flat seas. There weren't really too many spheres.
Yeah, it did feel like after the big bottleneck, which was Titan's Mitts, that the seed kind of just wrote itself out.
Yeah.
Because the story was basically, start off, get Dark World access almost immediately in Link to the Past, make a pit stop for Moon Pearl, get Morph Ball out of Thieves Town Big Chest, and then full clear Super Metroid with a quick pit stop to East Death Mountain after you get Hook in Cathedral.
Yeah, Cathedral. You could have had Go Mode Miss in this seed.
It could have been.
That would have been sweet. Go Mode Miss.
Yeah, unfortunately this time it was Go Mode Kane/Quake Medallion, which, unfortunately, given what was left at the time, there were a lot of places that could have been. We were eyeing Pedestal for a bit because the only thing stopping us from Pedestal by about the midpoint was Gravity Suit.
Yeah.
And also Mitts, too.
Fair enough, yeah. Because, yeah, you can't do ice without Mitts. But yeah,
I'm glad my Gummo was Kane because that kept me out of Turtle Rock.
yeah, very true. Yeah, Turtle Rock had no items. Ice Palace didn't have anything important. You both, when you did get Dark World access, you both went straight for Skull Woods. Cleared out both items.
Yeah, Skullwood's basically an overworld check. For me, anyway.
Fair enough. Yeah, what were your thoughts on the Boots Fire Rod scenario? How would you feel after finding Boots in Green Brinstar?
I wasn't that trolly, and Fire Rod didn't really lock anything. Because I had both items out of Skullwoods already anyway, so I knew, unless there's something at Pyramid Ferry, which I highly doubt because Maya was the second Red Crystal, then I can just do it completely last, so it didn't really affect me.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one thing that you did miss out on as a result of you go-moding Rex ship, right past the moat, was Plasma Beam.
Oh, bottom of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh well.
But that's about it. We couldn't find like Wave Beam anywhere. We think it's probably in GT.
Or Pedestal, or Fat Fairy, or I don't know.
Actually, Hydra checked Pedestal. It was only Red Rupee.
Couch Cash.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping for it. Although, were you sweating a little bit when you saw Ether?
Ether.
Oh wait, no. Oh,
Yeah,
no, you
I
didn't
never
see Ether.
Oh,
never
right.
Hydra saw it. Hydra saw Ether. Sorry, it was in Wreck Ship Reserve.
Oh.
Luckily, that was
Okay.
useless today.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, I got my runners mixed up. My bad. But yeah, Hydra saw Ether in Wreck Ship Reserve, and we were like, oh dear. That could be a problem depending on where Speed is, because by then you hadn't gone to Meridia yet, so we didn't know Speed was behind a snail clip. That's the only other major troll, I think, even though Speed wasn't required for anything.
Yeah. So all we had to do was, I think, gate glitch to Big Bird.
I think so. Because, yeah, you had a couple of ways into Lower Norfair, because you could either get Gravity out of Hera, High Jump out of East Death Mountain. Take your pick, really.
It's Lower Norfair. So you had... Yeah, oh, yeah, well... Your first trip to Lower Norfair would have been by gravity jumping or whatever, lava diving.
Yeah, the lava dive was in logic with high jump and Varia.
But I found gravity, so I made the much easier gravity jump.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yep, did that on the first try. That was pretty good.
With high jump boost, I hope I get in the first try, otherwise that's kind of embarrassing.
Ooh, Hydra's in position to triple this one, too. Ooh, not quite. Still got a great fourth silver anyway. Yeah, your Ganon execution was fantastic.
I was kind of sweating after 2 hits in phase 3 because I thought I was getting the Andy treatment. I got like 15 teleports in a row or something.
Yeah, teleports aside, you got that nice triple at the end, though, which was really good. Execution-wise, you both played brilliantly. It's just that Hydra's routing didn't end up working in his favor because he left behind Shovel too long.
Yeah, it was Mirror and Quake. Yeah.
Yeah, Shovel led to Mirror, which led to Quake, so yeah. Bit unfortunate, that's how it played out. That being said, he is on, he has just warped to Zebus, so is just about ready to go to Torian. So he'll be done in like 5 minutes.
Found all the troll items. The meme items, sorry. The 2 rupees, the single arrow, and the spring ball.
Yeah. Oh, the single arrow was pretty funny. The first green rupee was really early too, wasn't it?
It was the chest in the dam, I think.
I think so, yeah. Because that was like one of the first checks we saw, and then the last green rupee was...
Oh, jeez.
I think it was actually in Pod.
Hold on, I had arrows and the cane. And...
You
I
also
wouldn't know.
chose...
No, it was not in Pod because I skipped 2 chests, and I know the 3 others were not a single rupee. It was arrows, a cane, and bombs on Helma King.
Alright, so yeah, Hydra's gonna zip on through here. Now, Hydra doesn't have Ice Beam, so is gonna have to rely on the triple power bomb method. So this is gonna drain a lot of HP, which I guess is fine if you're doing baby skip. So...
With no wave beam, I don't even try. If you're really good at it, you can still do waveless and save time, but...
It looks like we had a 3rd place finish. Ike here finished with a 307 on the nose. So yeah, it looks like everybody sort of solved the seed at about the same time by the looks of things. But yeah, I have a feeling that Hydra wasn't the only one that got spooked or sent the wrong way with the shovel kerfuffle.
Yeah, because Meridia had nothing else.
Yeah, it only had... Yeah, it literally just had speed and required shovel.
Be not required.
But yeah, Hydra's pretty much wrapping up here. Trying to think of anything else in particular that came about, and nothing's coming to mind immediately.
Need wish generation ammo. I was kind of wary at the beginning with all the E-tanks and reserves and the path to
Yeah.
Norfair already open.
We
Yeah,
were
we-
thinking that.
So I wasn't skipping any E-tanks.
Yeah, we were
we
thinking the
know-
exact same thing.
Yeah, we noticed that too. It's like, ooh, this hard mode seat is giving us a lot of E-tanks.
I think we had knowledge of the 5th E-tank as soon as assuming we counted the E-tank we saw on Lake Hylia Island. I think we knew about 5 E-tanks as early as Blind's Hut.
Yeah. But it was not for nothing, I guess.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate too, but yeah, I think the only actually I'm trying to think if there was any particular hard mode. I guess the lava dive was the hard mode part of the seed.
And the gate glitch.
Right, the gate glitch. But yeah, that was really the only hard mode stuff that happened today. I mean, yeah, speed booster behind snail clip, but speed booster didn't really lead to anything important.
You could have gone to GT without. Because you could have gone on the mids and then just fluted back there without gate glitching, I guess. But
Yeah, it's a little bit inefficient for a route, but it is possible.
well, it's inefficient when you know where the stuff is already. But
Ah, yes.
well, yeah, it's not. There's no sense in it. Like, if you, it's a basic trick, really. Like gate glitching, lava diving with high jump boost at least, and mock ball for the boots, I guess.
Oh yeah, very true.
Could have waited until you had snail clip for speed booster and come back for the Brent reserve.
No thanks.
No. But that's basically all the tricks I knew when I started out. Hard seed. I only knew gate glitch, mock ball, snail clip, and maybe one other thing. And every time I couldn't complete it hard seed because I didn't know a trick, then I would learn that trick for the next hard seed.
Well, at least you didn't have to CWJ the moat this time, thanks to Grapple Beam. Although in your case, you had space jump, so it was even easier. But I'm just talking from a general perspective, because last hard seed I called that the CWJ on the moat was required.
Yes, I was on restream too. Not many volunteers for restream.
Yeah, that was a that was a seed. But yeah, this one had a few stories to tell. Not one of the craziest ones we've seen, but definitely had some comedy with shovel to mirror for sure.
Disappointed that Ice Rod was so easy to find.
Yeah, it was. It was right behind Morph Ball and Business Center, wasn't it? Or in the high jump area in Business Center.
No, I mean it was behind Moon Pro, but yes.
Yeah. In the sense of the progression chain is what I meant to say.
Oh, right.
But no, absolutely right. It was right behind Moon Pearl. It's funny though, because you had to double dip that area to get Moon Pearl and then go get Thieves Town Big Chest.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, not the biggest detour in the universe once you've got the respawn point. Well, that being said, I don't have much to say. I think we're just going to wait things out for a couple minutes, see if Hydra wants to join us.
He's in Twitch chat. He's gonna decline the interview.
All right. Well, thanks for the restream.
Okay.
Thanks for the commentating and tracking.
No problem, Nito. Thank you again for stopping by, and GG once again.
GG.
I guess we'll just we'll finish up. We'll watch Hydropower finish, and then that'll be it.
Call it a night here. Yeah, I guess so. As we are winding down things here, we can we'll get once again just let you folks know what our schedule is. And yeah, so our next race, and whether or not these get a restream, we're not quite sure yet, but stay tuned. We will certainly keep the schedule updated when it does pop up. But yeah, our next SMZ3 daily or weekly race is the Saturday weekly at noon. That will be normal 774 fast Ganon. Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we've got hard mode random token and crystal requirements. Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern will be normal 774, and then we've got a key sanity coming up on Friday, October 28th at 8 p.m. So that should be a pretty good one.
I'm not sure we've had a key sanity on stream yet.
Not in a while. And then the next key sanity queued up after that is in early December. Oh no, it's not. It's on November 14th. So there's one in the middle. All right, hopefully Hydra will get the yeet up the finish line. Think we'll see an animal save? Probably not.
Yeah, likely not.
Jeez, this almost ended up being between both runners, it ended up being a full tracker seed, but even still, you know. Honestly, the seed could have been a lot worse. Like, who knows where Quake could have been if we didn't just find it right behind Mirror. But that is going to do it. Get your GGs in chat for Hydra, who finishes second on Restream with an official race time GG time of 3:20.50. That will be good for fourth place amongst the 6 of racers in our pool tonight. And with that, folks, as mentioned earlier, Hydra has declined an interview. So with that, we're going to start closing up here.